Oh, wonderful.
Hi there, folks. I've fixed it now. Welcome back to session 5 of Welcome to the Academy. I am, of course, your DM of Doom, son of Asgard, here on our World Tree Quest here on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And as you can see here, guys, here we have, in not even remotely the correct positions, we have my amazing cast. So I'm going to fix their faces in the right places while I do my introductions. With me today, we have Charlie182.0, we have Just Dan, we have got Gina Donahue, and we've got Changeling Rogue. Yes, I do have things I want to say. I do indeed. Just as a reminder to everyone that we do still have our applications up for our wonderful new little campaign coming up. It is called Dragon Age Secrets, and this campaign is going to be using the Dragon Age TTRPG system. If you're not familiar, don't worry, not a lot of people are, which is why I'm going to teach you how to play. It'll be a full campaign spanning the breadth of Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition. And if people enjoy the campaign enough, hell, we might even move into Veilguard, because by the time we get to any of the other games, we'll have finished Veilguard's playthrough, no doubt. So if you like Dragon Age, you should come and check it out. If you don't like Dragon Age, but you like dark fantasy, well, I started that sentence bad, but either way, you should like Dragon Age, and you should come and see this. On the other side of it, well, if you've only ever played the games, the TTRPG is a very, very simple and easy system to pick up, and it's based almost entirely off the games. Like, it fits in incredibly well, and almost everything is a direct crossover into the TTRPG. The campaign is going to run concurrently with the timeline of Dragon Age Origins. You'll be going to similar places, but you'll be doing different things. It's going to be fun, it's going to be quirky, and it's the first time that I'm going to drop my rule that I usually have, which is if you have played at my table before, or if you're currently playing at my table, anybody that applies, I will give them preference over you. I'm dropping that rule because it's a new game, it's a new system, everybody's new to it. So if you would like to, please jump over to our Twitter, where you'll be able to see posted and pinned on our page. I believe pinned is the word that the kids use for it nowadays. I'm hip with that lingo. Pinned to our Twitter page at World Tree Quest, you will see the application form. I am taking applications through until the end of August. At the end of August, I will be picking my players, and I'm looking to respect the game's model, so therefore I'm only looking for 4 players. Which is weird, because everybody knows my preference for D&D is 5 players. So, looking for 4. Other than that, I don't really have anything to say. So I'm going to move on to my favourite part of D&D, where I get to put my players on the spot and make them all wet themselves just a little bit. Guys, what the fuck happened last session?
My emotional
Some
support
weird
pirate's gonna die. That's what happened last session.
Rip.
Why is this not the is in the library? Why is he bleeding out, or not bleeding out anymore, as the case may be, in the library?
Because of a humanoid in a dark, foggy room. He's 5'10", wearing a hood. He has antlers. All
It's the
notes I recorded
restricted
about
section.
him. A figure in the forbidden section attacked. We assume that he attacked Randuin after Eldwin ran into the forbidden section after the librarian did, and then Constantine did, and then the rest of us did. And it's a bad time, y'all.
Yeah, thanks, Eldwin. Jeez.
It's a fantastic time. Everybody followed me of their own volition.
The secret society y'all found was called the Blood and Bone Society, and Rista's father is a part of it.
Allegedly.
Aurora
Allegedly.
was also weirdly watching y'all when you were talking about it, and then that's like very shortly before the incident occurred.
We're just assuming that Aurora went in because she went invisible. Do we know if she went in?
We have
Aurora's
no
doing
idea.
some shady stuff.
So guys actually did confirm that she went in. She didn't go invisible. She misty stepped.
That's what it was.
Yep.
So it was specifically as soon as the door to the restricted section opened, Aurora popped.
Question.
Potential
The door
answer.
opened, the door opened after the explosion, right?
No, it didn't. The door opened. Aurora teleported through, and then roughly 6 seconds later.
Roughly 6 seconds later.
Yeah.
Not 4, not
Give
4.
or
Not 7.
take.
Give or
Take a
take
few.
exactly 6 seconds.
It was precise. And also
Horrifically
just to
specific.
remind my fellow players about a scene that was at the beginning of the session where there was a mysterious figure in the Forbidden Forest that said "found you."
Yes,
And
there was.
We cut away from them. So somebody has somebody after them.
Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Who knows? Perhaps we'll find out. But
Well,
yes,
that's not good.
as it was stated, after following Randuin up here because Randuin had a funny feeling that something weird was going down, they followed into the restricted section of the library because based on a hunch of some third years at the school doing some not so savoury things. And after poking around, they got themselves into a bit of a mess. And we ended with our group of students, minus our lovely Dia. We love you, Ems. We can't wait to see you back.
Love you, Ems.
We miss you.
We miss you so much.
Rest in peace.
She's alive.
She is alive.
So
To
is her
me,
character.
As an official statement, like, Ems is still alive. Charlie just thinks he's funny.
You know, sometimes we really miss Dia. I'm not telling people I'm dead. Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
If only Ems was here. Quit telling everyone I'm dead. That's going to become the running joke now. It's going to be. So to reiterate, you guys are, or those of you who are actually inside the restricted section and able to see, because I believe at this point the only person able to see this humanoid figure is Achillea and and Constantine.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I remember.
Oh, because they were like
Oh.
looking around the corner.
Because they were looking around the corner, whereas Rista and Eldwin, I believe, have just stepped into, because when you guys went in, the door to the restricted section slammed shut behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys are within easily 10-15 feet of each other. It's just Constantine and Achillea have actually looked around.
Randuin is still.
Slumped on the ground, unconscious, but no longer actively dying. Just maybe
because
hope he
Achille
doesn't
did
get
that medicine check.
medicine check. So you could. So as a
Yeah.
reminder, if you have proficiency with a healer's kit, you can make a medicine check on a on an ally who's on a creature who's making death saving throws, and if you're successful on a certain DC, you can stop them from dying. You can, take some gauze, shove it in the wound, get some duct tape, wrap it round, stop them from bleeding out. Because apparently that works.
Yeah.
Surely.
So about 50 feet away from you guys, down in the stacks of the restricted section, there is a figure, about 5'10", with a hood up, and what looks to be some kind of deer-like skull masking their features, and large antlers poking out of the hood. You can't tell if they're part of the hood, or if the hood's just been pulled up and fitted around this mask they're wearing. We did not initiate combat, so I will put out to the party. Is there anything that would like to be done? Constantine.
Don't know if this will technically initiate combat, but I'd like to true strike.
Okay, so at Lola, so this is something that's, you guys in the Tides of Chaos know, but people here won't know. I have a slight rule change when it gets to higher levels. Beyond level 10, True Strike no longer just gives you advantage on your next attack, it also gives you an insight into the enemy's weaknesses, resistances, that kind of thing. Okay?
Wait, that's beyond level 10?
Yes, beyond level 10. True Strike as a spell just gives you advantage on your next attack. I think I think at higher levels that's kind of boring, because there's almost 900 other ways you can get advantage without using a spell. So I have a homebrewed version of it. At higher level, you get not only do you get advantage on your next attack against them, you get a bit more knowledge into their weaknesses. You get a bit more information from them.
Okay, well I was not aware of that because I joined Tides of Chaos
When we were past level 10. Yeah.
And so I just thought that was standard kid issues.
No,
slightly less effective than I thought.
Hold on a minute. We'll call it a whoopsie, go back, and if there's anything else you would like to try instead.
You know, I'm going to stick with that. Is there any is the vulnerability, is there any information I get aside from disadvantage at a level 2?
So I'm going to say to you, no. Based on a lot of things. One, at level 2, you're not quite as potent with magic. Number 2, you can barely make out this person. You can tell they're a humanoid, you can tell their size. That's kind of it. You've got a silhouette and minor levels of magic to work with. Not to mention it in the restricted section. It's very dimly lit, as well as this fog that's been put in place. You've not got a whole lot of features to work with. So before I would have maybe allowed like an investigation, maybe a survival or an arcana check or something, but there's just nothing to make out here at all. So going forward though, please do keep that in mind, that I'd like to investigate, see if I can see any weaknesses, because I'll totally rule of cool and allow that kind of shit. 100%. Okay.
You might have mentioned this in the recap. I had to step away for just a moment, but I just want to confirm. There is like an anti-magic field, so we only have access to cantrips. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is correct, yes.
What about class features?
So as I've just said with the Tides of Chaos guys as well in their campaign, class features, racial abilities, they're innate. I view them as existing on the same level as a cantrip. A cantrip is something you go second nature, blah, and it happens.
Random bullshit, go.
That's it. Like, thaumaturgy could easily be a spell cast, or it could be a case of you get a fright and you shout and suddenly it can be heard 3 miles away. Like, so your class features are still available. Okay? They're absolutely fine. Okay?
Right.
If you have a class feature or a racial feature that just gives you the ability to power word kill, well then you've got that, okay? Like, can't take that away from you. It's in your blood, so to speak.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad I can use that ability.
Damn, I'm really glad I've got my
either
racial wish.
It's the secret.
Ren,
the
you were going to
secret
say
gift I
something
can
there
play
and I spoke.
As I say, speaking of you're fine. Speaking of racial abilities, this is probably a horrible idea, but I'm gonna cast Hex on this figure.
Okay, that is in fact a racial feature.
Is
Okay, how are
and
you
I will.
Hex?
Achillea's horns just start glowing this very pale green as this innate magic flows through them. And just a couple of little vines start to curl up the figures. They're within 90 feet of us, right?
Yeah, they're 50 feet away.
Oh yeah, that's right. And just little vines kind of grow up on them, and I'm going to be giving them disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Okay, so as a racial ability, you're casting the spell Hex.
Yes.
And I believe it casts at first level?
Yes, it casts at first level.
So, As you do that, they are going to counterspell. And as they counterspell, obviously counterspell at base is a 3rd level, so it does counterspell that. And as you do that, they immediately lock, their heads switches with almost like a click as it turns, and they glare directly at you. And Achillia, could you please roll for me an intelligence saving throw?
Oh boy, oh howdy.
Is that a good skill of yours? What do you have that at?
It's not bad. It's better than charisma. Oh, that's wonderful. That is a 23. Actually, no, sorry, not 23. That's 21.
Okay.
Why the hell did I think 7 plus 4 was 13?
Still better math than I could do. Okay, so on a 21, you are going to succeed. You will not take damage. There will be no detrimental effects to this. But you do feel an overwhelming pressure and presence suddenly inside your mind. And it speaks to you. Achillia, what languages do you understand?
Oh gosh, I understand Common, Druidic, Primordial, and Sylvan.
You do not understand what it says to you.
What's the vibe of what he's
Can I
saying?
insight check the vibe?
It's really funny you ask this because at World Tree Quest we actually do have a vibe check. We actually do. What I need you to do is it's going to be an insight check.
Okie dokie.
What is your highest mental stat?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. So it is an insight check as a base of whatever you have, but in your mind feels ancient. It feels like just by speaking it would lower the octave of your voice by like 3 times.
Ooh.
Like just by speaking it, your voice would immediately begin to down pitch. You also get the feeling as it speaks as if your body is vibrating. But vibrating in that way of like standing like right next to the bass speakers in a concert, and that you don't hear the bass note, you feel the bass note. Your body basically feels like Jeff Castellucci is singing right next to you. Like hitting that like deep vocal fry at the end of the Oogie Boogie song. Like, yeah. You also don't get why, but as it speaks, you just get the feeling that somewhere you can't see, something can see you. I'm not saying that anything can, I'm saying that's the vibe you get from this. Is there anything the rest... Oh, sorry, Ren, do you have something you want to...
I was just gonna look at, I think it was Constantine next to me, or was it Eldwin next to me? It was
Constantine next to you.
Don't get us
It's like-
confused. We're very different.
My brain's been wonky the past couple of weeks. I've had a
Two
lot
humans
going
that
on.
do magic and have sarcastic familiars, they're basically the same.
How dare you, sir?
Kelly's just gonna look over at Constantine and go like,
Did that mean attack? No. Are you sure?
I don't know,
Because the only spell I can cast currently is fire-based, and I don't want to burn this place down. Like-
it's old. There's something old about it. You don't mess with the old.
Okay. How about we just back away slowly, since this is probably not the best time to engage in combat?
How are we gonna get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, see, that was the original plan until some idiot that I can't remember their name dove in here.
It's fair. Just gonna go back Let's try to get Randuin out of here. He's fucked.
So what's the figure doing? Are they just chilling?
Yeah.
They haven't moved towards you at all. They are still standing, their heads slightly tilted, staring down at where Achillea cast this spell from.
Do you want to try talking to it? It's not really my strong suit.
I have never been social until literally yesterday.
Hey, well, I've never been social, so...
You're right, we shouldn't trust this Eldwin.
Yeah, I guess, like, speaking of which, like, Eldwin and Rista are just sitting over by Randuin's, like, unconscious...
Oh yeah, I think
body.
Rista is kind of like frozen because like she was expecting all the rest of you to like take care of Randuin, and then you guys just got up and moved away, and now she's just kind of like.
Yeah,
She
Eldwin's
doesn't
there
know what to
with
do.
you, so he's gonna... I don't suppose you think you can drag him out of here?
Do I look like someone who would drag a human body?
God, I wish Dia were here. Alright, I'm going to bend down and start trying to, pull, Randuin with me. If at all possible, the telekinetic feat lets you use a bonus action to move someone 5 feet.
You want to use a bonus action to help push them?
Like, kind of. Like, I am pulling him, but I want to use the telekinetic feat to kind of just ease that.
Right,
And
okay.
he's unconscious, so he can't make dex saves.
That's
So,
absolutely fine.
So I just kind of want to back him out to the door, because the door closed and we're stuck in here.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Me too, until just now.
So,
Yeah, I'm just moving with Aldwin.
so if you guys are going to grab Randuin, you guys are stepping into this thing's line of sight.
Oh.
Oh, I thought Randuin was back behind the pillar.
So Randuin is around, slumped against the wall. So if you imagine this is the back of my chair is the wall, and in the corner here is where Achillea and Constantine are. Okay? So if you're going
Gotcha.
round to grab him, you will be
Well, if
moving
Eldwin
towards him.
wants to use his feet to just move, I'm not dictating what you're gonna do, but if you want to move the body without being seen,
Really, yeah, that's kind of the idea, to just slip
Absolutely,
it.
of course. So
Like,
you
slip it away.
you can see him. So like from even where you're standing, you can see his legs because he's in like a slumped sitting position. So you can see his legs out. So using your telekinetic feet, you can kind of like shunt him just around the corner, so much that you guys
Literally
can,
just fishing
can grab,
rod.
can grab like a foot each and drag him away.
yeah.
So
And I'm also going to, because I haven't looked behind the pillar yet, but Achillea and Constantine look terrified, so I'm gonna message Achillea, and I'm gonna say, "What do you guys see?"
I have no idea what the fuck this thing is. Tall, deer skull mask, antlers. It's hooded. It's staring us down. You should not come further forward.
Do you see the librarian?
Do I see the librarian anywhere?
No, the librarian came in here and disappeared into the shelves that make up the restricted section.
No. I don't.
Don't engage with it.
Yeah, that is the exact plan. That is exactly what we've been doing.
You start to hear the sound of steady footprints walking towards you.
Is it walking closer to us?
Do you want to poke your head around and see?
No. Actually, I should. I'll poke I'll like poke my head around and see.
You look around and it is not moving, but it has moved closer.
Just put my head back.
The masked
No.
creature has moved
No.
Closer.
This is one of those things.
Okay, so I think we should make a lot of noise and try and get the librarian near us, and that's something I never thought I'd say.
When I get Randuin to the door, am I able to open that door?
You can try if you would like to.
I would like to try the door.
Take a hold of the door and you pull on it and nope, it's locked.
Okay, we didn't fail the door puzzle, guys. I'm proud of us.
Yay!
I'm gonna.
Brian, can I use? Do you need to see the target in order to cast message?
Oh, let me double check. I don't know. I know with sending you don't, but let me double check.
No, I think you just have to know the general location for a message, and then there's like a.
Within 120.
It says that you can cast it through solid objects.
You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper a message. Which, I mean, it doesn't say you have to see it. It just says you point your finger to a creature within range. So.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if in my panic I can like just basically cast a radar of like, is this librarian within 120 feet of me?
Somebody give me a range. Somebody give me a direction. Give me a random direction. Do you know what we'll do?
He's got to be in some direction.
Do you know what we will do? Because again, it does say you need to point your finger. It doesn't say you need to see them, but you need to kind of generally know the direction. What to do is, we'll treat it the same as sending a sending to another plane of existence. Roll me a D100.
I don't have my dice in front of me. Which one is it? It is D100.
Oh.
Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I just really need to share this bizarre moment. I opened the cookie thing.
Yeah.
Behind the cookie thing is another package.
What?
And it's like scuffed too. Like the open is down here. I'm so sorry. This is not
That's so weird.
Don't worry, man. Hey, whoever
feel like
makes
that's
those
really
cookies,
important.
get your act together. This is bad packaging.
This is unacceptable.
I do not want to have to pierce a second layer of plastic to get to my cookies. How dare you?
What is the D&D equivalent of take me to your manager? Take me to your leader?
Resta, what did you get?
I got a 57.
57 is absolutely fine. So we'll say that, yep,
Awesome.
you managed to get a general direction. You do know the name of the librarian, which is enough to get a message to them. I believe with message, you are... Oh, wait.
Are they not within 120 feet?
They might not
It's
be.
not that. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood. All the
It could
bookshelves.
go around and over things.
It's shelves, though. There's like...
Yeah, but this is a library.
Do the shelves
3
all go
feet.
up
I guess
to
it
the
just makes
ceiling?
Okay, that's fair. So I'm just gonna... Yeah, this is truly just... Rusta's not even thinking that's gonna work. She's just like... She's basically just sending a beacon of help
Okay.
through a message, but it doesn't hit anybody.
Alrighty. Unfortunately, you feel the magic leave. You cast the spell correctly, but you do feel that kind of resistance of the environment pushing in on the magic. It doesn't allow it to move out. Nice try. I was all for it, and then I seen that 3 feet of wood. I was like,
One more thing, when Elwin pulled on the door, or whoever pulled on the door, was it like magically sealed? Or was it locked?
if anybody would like to, they can certainly make the Arcana check to figure that out.
I was at the door, so I will roll as well.
Eldrin, go ahead
23.
and make the Arcana check. Rista's also there with a 23.
Oh, beautiful. Hey. 23.
Our two 23s.
Me and Eldwin just turn and look at each other at the same time.
We're like,
putting your heads together, you can see very easily around the door handle a glyph of warding. From the sigils within the glyph of warding, you can see the spell Arcane Lock. You would need a specific knock spell to get in, which obviously you can't use in the library because it's a leveled spell, which is why you need these very specific... We're not going to say key cards, but we're going to say enchanted stones in a roughly square shape that may or may not have a teacher's name on them, which would essentially buzz you in.
A magical key card.
A magical knock card.
Is there any chance that I'm assuming these stones have a certain frequency that would cause the door to open? Is there any chance that you could recreate that frequency with raw magic?
If you can somehow whistle to the high-pitched frequency of a 3rd level knock spell, I'll give you it. Do you know what, right? I'll be 100%, I'll be real about this. We'll be 100%
Roll
real.
a 100 on a D100.
No, I'm going to roll a D100. If you can roll the exact same number as me, I'll allow you to pull this shit off. Okay?
What are the odds?
Like, it's like lockpicking, right? Like, you can feel out, oh, this is where a key would go. I can put magic into this that emulates what that key would do. Like, more of an arcanic.
I think it's just that you can't match their...
If not, that's okay. I'm just asking.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying, but this isn't like just knocking out 4 or 5 pins in a sequential line to pop a lock. This is, not only do you need to know the spell, but the exact way the spell was cast, what origin the magic came from, who cast it, why they were casting it. So much goes into the casting of a spell. Like they say, intent is everything. So if you want to try it, I'll let you try it, but you got.
Also, you know what? I'm gonna try
it. Just Constantine, just
okay. I'm gonna leave the dice right there.
Okay.
I'm picking up my phone to take a picture. Okay.
I won't believe this is.
Dude, 1 in 100 chance. You never know.
There's a 1 in 100 chance. It might happen.
Oh, it's got to be more than that.
No, it's 1 in 100.
No, yeah.
Go for it.
Because they're separate rolls.
Trying to match a number.
16.
Unfortunately, it's not. However, funnily enough, it was bang on double what you rolled. It was 32.
Wow.
Do I get the lock half open?
I was waiting for Bran's face to drop when Dan said the number.
I would have been so horrifically mad if it actually did happen. I'd have been like, "You're not ruining this for me." Unfortunately, no, it does not happen. And you hear the footsteps again.
No. How, like, can I tell how much closer it sounds like it's getting?
It sounds like in the 2 times that it's moved, it has moved 20 feet closer. However, its feet don't stop moving this time. It hasn't been interrupted.
Eldwin, who dragged Randuin's body to the door and then was over there with Rista and Constantine for that shenanigans, and has also not been told anything yet, is going to go, what is that? And he's going to, like, abrasively walk around the corner.
Okay, he's going to grab onto Eldwin and pull him back.
So you're stepping out.
Trying these grapple checks on me. I don't know why.
As you step out, they attempt to grapple you and pull you back. It will be an opposed. Well, Eldwin, you get to choose athletics or acrobatics.
To be honest, Eldwin is
like
too scared of Achillea to resist being grabbed by the taller than him Hexblood woman and pulled back. He's not gonna fight that one. He's gonna let that one happen.
Which is really funny because I rolled a natural 1.
The thought that counts.
Elwin said it first. He said it first.
So there is no need for a roll as it was interrupted. But the footsteps keep coming. They now sound like they're about 20 feet away.
Oh my god, guys, what are we doing?
What is it, Achillea?
I'm gonna stick my head out and look at it.
What?
It's walking towards us!
I mean, it hasn't done anything when you guys did look at it.
Yeah.
Constantine, you stick your head out and you look at this thing, the footsteps stop. It does not look like it's moved, but it is closer. But as you stick your head out, you're now in its line of sight, so I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Wait, is it one of those things where it doesn't move if you're looking at it?
Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I did create this thing directly after watching Don't Blink. Who knows? It's only my favourite episode of Doctor Who.
I'm looking to see if there's anything I can do to... Yeah, no, it's just a flat roll. Okay,
Yep.
don't want that. That's a nat 20.
Oh,
For a
hell
total
yeah.
of...
27.
On a 27, you take no damage, you receive no ill effects, but again, immense pressure on your psyche. And again, that feeling like Achilles mentioned, this ancient language spoken in your mind. What languages do you understand, Constantine?
Nothing fancy. Halfling, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Common.
You also don't understand what's being said. You just know you don't like it.
Okay. Constantine has a thing with people in his head. I'm gonna try
Right.
to look at it.
You're going to try to look at it.
No, I'm gonna chuck a book at it.
So,
Oh,
you are making a ranged weapon attack. Specifically, a ranged
You're
improvised weapon attack. So that's
Yes.
going to be a d20 plus your dex. No proficiency. Just a d20 plus your dex.
All right, big money. Let's go.
Hey, Bran, are we at the end of the hallway, or is there anywhere else? Are we like cornered?
You could. So what you can do is, if you imagine where you're at. So you've got the corridor. So you've got the door into the library, right? And then a slight 10-foot tunnel that runs horizontal, right? A slightly 10-foot corridor, and then it opens up into shelves. So you've got at the corner left turn. That's where the thing's walking down. You have shelves ahead of you, but it means stepping into its line of sight.
So the only where else we can go is towards this thing.
The only way you can go is further into the restricted section or out. There is only one way in, one way out of the restricted section.
Okay.
That's an 11.
And 11, you and hurl this book and it flies over the thing's head.
Did it react at all?
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna keep looking at it.
Doesn't move.
Hey,
What do you see? What is it doing?
he's just standing there menacingly.
it's so scary. It's so old.
Is anyone good at yelling really, really loud?
I can scream really, really loud.
Maybe try that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because there's a librarian who swore to protect us in here somewhere.
He's gonna be so mad at us.
Eldwin step out into its line of sight.
So
At this
Eldwin,
point-
you're stepping out into its line of sight. I
Everybody
need an
else
intelligence
has.
saving throw.
Don't lose. Please don't lose.
Bum.
19.
19. Again, you will take no ill effects, you'll take no damage. Eldwin, what languages do you understand?
Common and deep speech.
Eldwin.
There you go.
It was deep speech.
You
I don't like that it's deep speech.
You understand what it's saying. You understand
Oh,
this
God.
feeling. You've heard this kind of voice. Not this voice, but this kind of voice. You've heard this kind of voice quite a lot in your times. And what it says is, sleep, perchance to dream. And because you've heard and understood what it says, is there any reaction that you have to it?
Eldwin will narrow his eyes and say out loud,
Mhm.
to sleep, to dream, no more. What are you saying?
As you speak to it, it turns its head to you, not in the quick, jerky movements, slowly. And as you look into the denseness, that darkness behind it, the hollow ports where its eyes should be, you see two purple lights slowly bring into existence. And then, Eldwin, it is right in front of you. And it is going to cast a spell.
Okay.
Does Rista see it if I turn around the corner?
Oh, so Eldwin was only sticking their head out. It is, like, right on him. Everyone can see it now.
Rista screams.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. That's a good addition. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah.
To sleep.
Okay,
To
so
sleep, perchance to dream.
I do need to make
Yeah.
a roll here, so please bear with me,
There's
guys.
the rub. Is that Hamlet?
It sounds so familiar that I thought we
Sounds-
said it before
yeah.
in this campaign.
Yeah, it's to sleep, perchance to dream.
I thought that it was something that you
No
read in your
more.
book.
Yeah.
No. This is what it said to me, and I'm just trying to remember my.
Yeah, Hamlet, when he's talking about
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about killing himself.
The whole to be or not to be monologue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me so long to realize that that's what he was talking about.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get like.
It's a rough
Yeah,
ride.
it is.
I knew a kid in high school who, for his first essay of the year, decided to try to open it with like the entire "to be or not to be" speech, and we were all like, "Dude, no, that's too
Gotta
long
hit that
for
word
opening
count.
to an essay."
Gotta hit
I-
that word count.
I did that speech as my monologue when I was inducted into the Thespian Society.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah,
It's a good monologue.
I was in
very
the-
melodramatic.
I was an actor in the Scottish Shakespeare Society.
Oh
I've
hey.
never actually done that monologue before, though. Never.
I took a Shakespeare class, and for my final project, I dressed up as Hamlet and sold fake drugs called Ghost Begone that would remove any
Remove
spec.
hauntings.
Yeah,
I
it was
love
it was
that.
really fun.
While I'm rolling this, I'll give you this one, right? I have played the same Shakespeare part 13 times. Try and guess which part it is.
Macduff.
Oberon.
You hit a nerve so much there, Gina. So much of a nerve.
Why?
It's
There's a
actually...
lot of
He's a
Oberon
pig-
sensitivity
He's
here.
a pagan fairy king. I thought that would be your vibe.
No. There's a reason, but no, it's not Oberon, and it's not Macduff. I have played Macduff, but I haven't played Macduff 13 times.
Okay.
Wait, give us comedy, tragedy, or history.
Yeah.
Comedy. I'll give you this. Gina was incredibly close.
Because
Was
my
it
guess
in-
was Puck. My instinct
Yeah,
was
Puck.
Puck.
I could see Puck.
Is it Puck? Okay.
I've-
Is that
makes
in a minute?
sense.
Summer Night's Dream.
I played Puck
Yeah.
6 times, and then when I'm now 21, I think I'd like to stop playing the guy that does cartwheels, and I'd like to play the serious Oberon. I auditioned for Oberon 4 times, and every time they went,
Oh.
could you come back and read for Oberon again? Yeah, of course I will. Came back and read for Oberon, and they went, we've went a different direction for Oberon, but we'd like you to read for another character. I was like, great, and they go, we'd like you to read for Puck, and I was like, motherfucker!
At what point did it get to where they would say that and you would know that they were talking about Puck?
So I think like the 10th time they went, we know you auditioned for Oberon, but we have a great part in mind for you. And I think at one point I actually went, yes, I'll play Puck. And they were... Okay. So,
Sorry, what were we doing?
can I have everybody's life totals, please?
Like our hit
20?
points?
Yes. Life point.
16.
16, 20, fantastic.
12.
12. So 16, 20 is 36. 36 plus 12 is 48. Eldrin?
Is he casting sleep?
I know how this
Wait.
Fae stuff works. You said, "Can I have your life total?" No, you cannot.
Can you
You didn't
please
say may
tell-
I.
Can you please tell me the number that denotes to your hit point total?
16.
16. Okay, so that was 48 plus 16 makes 64. 64 is...
I will. Let me double check something. I'm trying to remember if I'm technically Fae or humanoid right now.
So this
I am Fae. I am Fae, technically.
So this spell, absolutely, but you are... Oh, you're immune to... Do you have the immune to being put to sleep by magic?
It does not say that, but it does also say I'm Fae, so I don't know what's going on.
Let me have a look, because there's specific wordings to that. I do
Yeah.
find it very strange, because it says, with elves, Fae ancestry. You can't be put to sleep.
Yeah.
But let me double check.
It's something that only if it's your ancestors. If you're one of them yourself, you
If you're a full-blooded Fae, nah, motherfucker, you can go to sleep.
Yeah, so that's what I'm-
Damn. Wait, Fae can be put to sleep, but not elves?
I know,
it's-
right?
I think
That's so
hexagons are
messed up.
funky because you can either be
Combination.
Fae or humanoid.
They've got that
Um,
genetic gene.
And
Creature
because there's a
type,
whole bunch of
you
other
are
stuff
Fae.
going on, I don't think they technically have the Fae ancestry
Yeah,
shit
so
going
creature
on.
type, you are a type of Fae, but you're not descended
Yeah.
from the actual Fae. Which I believe
Yeah.
is why elves get it, because they are descendants of the Arch-Fae.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, no, you still get still get hit with it. So
unfortunate.
with a total of 73, they have
Fuck.
73 hit points to play with. You are all
Uh-oh.
going to be put to sleep. And then with
But I'm not tired.
I take a nap.
I don't want to take a nap.
With that, I am going to continue this scene because even though you guys are all going to be unconscious, there is still a save I need you to make. They are going to walk over to your now slumped and unconscious bodies and they're going to lay a hand up. And these tendrils of purplish black smoke are going to come from their hand. 5 specifically, 1 for each of you, including Randuin. And I need a wisdom saving throw. Because you're unconscious, it will be a disadvantage.
Wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god. That was so close to being a 1.
Yeah, that's not great.
Can I have your results, please?
11.
16.
Modded 20.
Eldrin?
You're muted.
Did you say 1?
Yeah, that's a 2 total. So not 1 plus 1, 2.
Okay. So,
Can I just say, Brent, I did canonically scream, so did Arias.
absolutely, 100%. I totally get
I don't
it.
need to know, I'm just gonna put it out there.
You will not know.
That's fair.
But as this happens, we are going to go to you all waking up. To be more specific, you wake up at a table in the library with just the fire crackling, some books around you all, students walking around as per normal, and none of you have any recollection of how you ended up here.
But we remember what happened.
No? You don't have any
What's-
memory of how you got into the library.
How we got into the library.
We don't remember the creature.
Nope.
So, do we remember investigating the book?
So Achillia
What's the point? Where
Achillia
we
would
stop
remember
remembering.
speaking to Randuin about third years doing some shenanigans in the library, but no memory of actually entering the library. Memory of going through the door to the library, but it's as if from the moment you pass the threshold into the library, kaput. Nothing.
Do we remember me and Rista? We came in here to investigate the book that we got that was supposed to be delivered.
So again, you would remember, oh, there's a reason we had to go to the library. As for actually entering the library, no recollection.
Do I have the book on me?
So we just remember like just before we went into the library.
Yeah, you can almost, it's strange. It's as if you can actually remember getting to the door, getting to the entrance to the library. But beyond that face elongating and opening up to that portal to get into the library, beyond that, nothing, except waking up at this table with a bunch of books in front of you all.
Eldwin had been in the library already reading. Does he have any recollection of the things that he's read?
So
up to this point?
Eldwin, in that case, yeah, you would remember what you've read, but it's like up to a certain point, you remember standing up from a table, and then suddenly you're waking up at a different table.
And we don't remember what we learned from our book.
So no, because you read that when you read that after you stepped into the library.
Do I still have the book?
Not all of your possessions are with you. Everything you had on your person, still there.
And it's us four at the table.
No, Randuin's also there, but he is literally face down in a book snoring. Yeah. Also, above table, just to add into the confused what the fuck looks on your faces, there is no wound.
Was I taking a nap?
Okay, I don't...
Sorry, I might have fallen asleep.
I don't know when we joined you all. This is...
Oh, Killia, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Eldwin.
I'm definitely in the wrong spot. Excuse me.
No.
He's gonna stand up, turn to leave.
We must all be here for a reason, right?
Excuse
like,
me,
stay.
Brain Boy?
Apply to me. No.
I'm gonna not in like a grapple check kind of way, but I'm gonna stand up and grab whatever you're wearing. You wouldn't happen to have anything to do with not remembering exactly how I got in here, would you?
Release my clothing, please. I don't need magic to fuck you up.
Thought I made it very clear to stay out of my mind, and yet you're the only one who's messed with it so far. So I'd really like you to start explaining things.
Make it harder to mess with. No, I have nothing to do with our missing memories. You think I'd wake up there on purpose? With you?
I don't remember seeing you.
Don't get me wrong.
Ilya, I have a reason to trust someone.
Aw, thanks.
So either you have something to do with this, or you're a part of this. Either way, I don't really want you walking away.
Can you stop me?
Personally, no. Killia can, though.
Slightly different matter.
Have a seat. I think we're all due for a little chat.
Very well, since you ask so nicely. Your sunken eye bags and barely noticeable quiver from under eating have me captivated.
Well, it's better than that smug face that just makes me want to punch someone for the second time in my life.
This little raccoon paw just appears over his shoulder like this towards you, Eldwin.
Billy just looks over at Rista. Do boys fight all the time like this? Is this normal?
I mean, usually I'm used to seeing fights from a very different breed of boy.
They usually
This
start
just
with
feels way different.
They usually start with somebody taking off a glove and going, "I demand satisfaction." Ugh.
Can I look at the books that we have on the table?
Absolutely.
So I see the creepy book that we got. I assume that's in front of us.
You can definitely see the creepy book. That's definitely in front of you.
And it just had the symbol on it.
Yep, just the symbol.
Yes.
Any of my books on aberrant beings from the void present on this table?
Absolutely.
Anything
So
I was reading?
So you still have the main book that you look towards, which I have the exact name of it written down here. If you bear with me 2 moments, I do believe it is Beings of the Outer Realms. Sorry, the Far Realms, What We Can Never Unsee. So you still have that book there. You still have the book specifically on beings from the void, which is a space, a particular space within the Far Realms. Yeah, so you still have those, but there's also a bunch of random books here, mostly study books, books related to the different subjects. So, like, randomly piled on the table in front of you all, there was books on the origins of magic, extraplanar entities and beings. There's books on specifically like psionics and stuff, but it's not like there's any rhyme or reason. It just looks like a bunch of random books.
Right then, you want to chat? Let's talk.
I think the first logical step. What does everyone remember last? Last thing we can remember.
I remember walking in with you.
Okay.
Oh, I remember just before walking in with you.
Me and Rista had talked to some third years. We picked up a book that we were supposed to deliver. We decided to investigate it here. Walked in. That's all I can remember as well.
Randuin and I were gonna go do some landlocked piracy and have some fun. There's some third graders selling potions that most people don't know full consequences of here.
The moment you say his name, Randuin bolts upright, and I'm gonna make the roll for it. I'm gonna make the roll.
Is he gonna punch somebody?
No, I'm gonna make a roll to see exactly.
Please be Elton.
She's like, ah!
I love this. Dan and Charlie in real life, great friends. When it comes to D&D, please let them be gratuitously hurt. Please!
No, literally, like, me and him were talking about our characters over a friendly game of chess yesterday.
Dan, there's never been a sentence that you said that's made me like feel further away from you over a friendly game of chess.
A sophisticated game of chess.
Bolts upright. Turns out Randuin drills.
He won,
when he
by
sleeps.
the way.
And as he bolts upright, he's got like the colours, the letters transferred onto his face. And he bolts upright and he's just like, I didn't do it, whatever it was.
We did. Hi.
Oh, hi. How? Oh no! How did I get? How?
That's what we woke you up to talk about. We're kind of trying to figure that out too.
And he just kind of does that thing where he sinks into like holding his temples, his elbows on the head, just like stare, like 1,000-yard stare into the table, as he tries to rack his mind and find something. But much like yourselves, he finds nothing. And after
I point to Eldwin.
after just reading this spell, I realised that it didn't need to be a mind wipe. Damn it. Okay, cool.
I point to Eldwin and say, "What do you remember?"
First time losing your memories? Oh, don't worry. You get used to it. It's a nice calm instead of all the noise.
Is that your excuse for being
You've
so
lost it.
Oh, it's so funny how you dodged the question. Would you just tell us?
I was in the library reading.
You know
So
how
you
to
do remember being here.
He picks up the Far Realms, What We Can Never Unsee, holds it up. This book. I was reading up on the Eye of the Void, a specific entity worshipped by a cult in the Far Realms. Does that answer your questions? That's the last thing I remember.
Can I make an insight check on that?
I believe so, yeah.
That's not great. That's an 8.
I'm gonna say it's about as accurate as you can ever get on an insight check with Eldwin. He might be telling the truth. It might not be.
And so I just have to roll the charisma check, whether it be persuasion or deception, right?
Well, so I don't know where this actually started. If you're just being read, you don't need to roll that. If you're lying, you need to roll deception. If you're trying to put across to someone that what I'm telling you is the truth, they don't need an insight. You would roll persuasion on them.
Okay.
If you're telling the truth and somebody makes an insight check, you just get to decide as the player if you think that's high enough for them to understand. However, I'm going to say on an 8,
sure.
probably not enough to be sure.
Can someone who's a little bit more familiar with social encounters tell me if that man's lying?
I don't think
Familiar. Can I summon my familiar?
You most certainly can. You
Oh,
summon your
Poppy
Careful,
appears.
you summon your familiar into being. Poppy appears, and her tail unfurls away from around her face, and she stretches out her neck and opens these big, beautiful eyes to look at you all, and then just looks at you with just a vague body language reading of, "Why am I here?"
Huh.
Hi, Miss Poppy. I see that you are taking a nap too.
Yes.
I'm so sorry to disturb your slumber. Do you know what happened in the last hour or so?
Miss Poppy is going to stretch out. And as she stretches out, she says, "Well, for me personally, there was quite a bit of relaxation. I freshly pulled and plucked the stray and split hairs from my tail.
And you know something, it looks great.
I know it. As for yourself, well, how strange. There appears to be a blank spot."
That's the case for me and these other people here.
Oh, I don't know about them, my dear little beastie. I can't see in their heads.
And you don't remember anything either. I thought you were immune to this type of magic.
I am, but, unless I'm manifested and able to perceive, then I only have your memories to run off of. So if I'm not there, I'm not there. Do you understand?
I'll
And
go one day.
That do you understand is said with just the tiniest wee hint of sass.
Oh, of course. Okay, but Poppy, would you like to go back to sleep?
Well, I'm already awake, and quite frankly, too much beauty sleep would just be unfair. And then she's going to look over to... Let's roll. Who's getting it? Who's getting it in the neck? 1, Eldwin, 2, Achillea, 3, Constantine, and I guess 4 is Randuin.
Who's getting the stick?
Is that a 4? I don't have my glasses. It's a 4! It's Randuin!
Oh no.
And she's going to look over and go, besides, I believe there are some people here who need it more.
Did anyone hear Bran, or was that just me?
I did not.
You cut
hear.
out.
Oh, sorry. She looks over towards Randuin after saying about how she's had enough beauty sleep. She says, and besides. And then she looks over towards Randuin and says, there are some people here who clearly need it more.
Does Randuin respond to that?
Achille just pats Randuin's shoulder.
Randuin... Honestly... I'm going to say Randuin doesn't actually get what's being said, and he just kind of like... Oh, yeah, she's right about that one. Yeah, she's right.
I love him.
But he's going to eyeball Eldwin like...
So let's just say that we believe everyone. Unfortunately, Eldwin's the only one without a partner who can validate his story, so we'll just assume it's true for the time being. What's our next step? I personally would really like to meet whoever erased my memories so I can deliver the second punch in the face.
Can I ask a weird question, Bran?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it would be. I don't think Rista would know to notice it, but I'm kind of asking above the table. Is Arias around?
Oh yeah! Arias is in very plain view, walking around, seeing to his usual librarian duties.
Okay. I don't know to do anything with that, but I just want to know. I pick up the book that was in front of me and Constantine.
Mm-hmm.
Was this the book that we were supposed to get?
This was the book we were supposed to turn in, but we decided to try and decipher. Maybe we should start there. It could have nothing to do with what happened, but it's the only lead I have.
We should absolutely start there. This has nothing to do with drug dealing third years, probably. It seems a bit elaborate for that.
Randuin will go, drug dealing third years. That's why we were here.
Yeah.
And there are some drugs that could interfere with memories, correct?
Right, but that wasn't the ones they were using.
I can 100% tell you right now that this is not how at least 3 of them feel.
Okay, I'm going to take your word for that without asking any follow-up questions. Can I open the book and make an Arcana check?
Of course you can.
Or I guess open the book because I don't know that it's weird and it says weird things, so
Yeah.
I'll investigate it for the first time.
Open up the book and oh.
It said that sentence over and over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did say that sentence over and over again. But I believe there was a check that was to be made first and it was failed the last time, that's why I said it over and over again.
It was an Arcana check, right?
It was an
I think
investigation
so.
check.
Investigation.
Investigation check, please.
Can I give him a help action?
If you're both looking at it, I don't see why not.
I'll cast guidance.
Okay, so I have advantage.
Oh, this is
You
where
got
the
it?
D&D players start coming out. I'm going to give advantage. I'm going to guidance. I'll bless me. Yeah, go for it, Dan.
Wait, Dan,
so,
what do you have to investigation?
I got a +7.
Okay, yeah, and then you go.
So you're rolling with advantage, and you have a D4 added on to both those checks.
Okay. Alright, so that's a... Oh, let me roll twice. I'm guessing that's going to be the highest. Yeah. I have the D4.
Mm-hmm.
Can he do it?
26.
26? On a 26, you're actually going to do it this time.
And all I needed was to get the crap scared out of me and have my mind erased.
Yeah.
So blessed.
You just needed a fresh start.
Turn it off and turn it back on again.
As you
just delete some of the history first, and then it'll work properly.
Put your
Yeah.
cookies in cash.
as you open up this book, and that writing is all over every page, you know, that same phrase over and over again. Dead men tell no stories. Dead men speak no stories, sorry. over and over and over again, the ink starts to disappear into the page, and in beautiful golden ink, the title on the first page, it looks as if it's been written in this beautiful flowing calligraphy. The rights, rules, and tenets of the Blood and Bone Society.
You said it was the rights?
The rights, rules, and tenets. Tenet. I always get it wrong. Tenets. Tenets. And that's
the Blood and Bone.
yes, that's
Of the Blood and Bone Society.
of the Blood and Bone Society, and that's rights spelled RITES.
Oh.
Yep.
Well,
Like
that's
rituals.
new. Am I the only one who can see that?
Yeah, do I see?
Oh, that was weird.
Ooh.
No, you can't see it
Okay.
as it was Constantine that made the check.
Okay. Am I the only one who can? Is that?
It's
Just
just,
me.
saying dead men speak no stories over and over,
Over and over and over again. That's all I
and
see,
over.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
Oh,
it could be different.
Bran, do I also have the realization that I recognize the symbol from my father?
Yeah, but it would be anew this time. It'd be completely fresh.
Okay.
Does anyone know anything about the Blood and Bone Society?
Well, what is it?
I don't know.
That's what this says. Can I make a history check, Bran?
Can I also make a
Know
history
much,
check?
but I
Can I
might.
also make a history check?
Everybody can make a history check.
History check for everyone.
Yay!
Constantine, beneath this writing, forms the words "This book belongs to," and then just a line appears.
As if it's crossed out, or as if someone should write their name there.
As if it's a place to write something or sign something.
There's
Okay.
no, it's a library book. There's no, past names in it.
Not as far as you can see.
It's not a library book. One of the third years gave it to us to deliver to someone else, and we decided.
No, they gave us a slip, and we had to deliver to Arias, who gave us the book.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
While they're all making history checks, I would like to turn to Randuin, pull out a piece of paper, draw a tic-tac-toe board on it, and put the X in the middle.
Everyone's fully just here out of intimidation.
Okay, so you put it in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle. Yeah.
You'll put a circle in the top right. Wait, hold on. I need a bit of paper.
Okay, wait.
No,
hold
you
on.
guys have to do this for real.
I need
got
to.
this. We got
We need to be able to follow this. Like, I mean, this is the only thing that makes sense. Right.
Okay.
Okay, so you put an X in the middle. I'll put a. Random will put a 0 in the top right.
Okay. Eldwin is going to grab bottom right.
Okay, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Random will go top left.
And then I'm going to grab bottom middle.
Bottom middle.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then Random will take top center and 1.
Oh, damn. Yes, he will.
Bran, that's a 26 on the history.
I was about to go. Well, we've done the tic-tac-toe.
Yeah,
You guys,
okay.
history check. For you, Constantine, what was the total?
26.
26. Fantastic. Achillia,
That is a nice, lovely 13.
nice and lovely 13. And once Rista gets back, we'll get their 1. Don't you just love it when real games come into D&D? You just kind of go, guys, halt the now. We need to play
Hold on.
tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac-toe.
Although it's weird that you guys call it tic-tac-toe because we don't call it that.
Ooh, what do you call it?
We call it noughts and crosses.
Ooh.
That makes sense. Could see that.
Okay.
Call it noughts and crosses because it's literally noughts as in NOUGHTS 0 and crosses But it comes down to the whole kind of like what the UK calls things and what America calls things and why we do them. Like, we call it autumn because it falls around the time of the autumnal equinox. We call it fall because leaves fall down.
I prefer autumn, to be perfectly honest.
But you guys have like simpler ones as well, like, you know, like oh god, what's the one that I like that you guys have? Right, okay, so you guys, right, and this is my favourite one, right? You guys call it oh fuck. Oh god, what was it? Yeah. You guys call it the sidewalk, right? It's literally where you walk on the side of the road. We call it the pavement. Why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Because it's pavement.
Yeah.
It's paved.
Right,
Yeah.
but technically the road is also pavement.
Yeah, so is the walkway to your house. So is the walkway to that building. But we don't call them pavements.
Yeah. You ever think about how a parkway is something that you drive on and a driveway is something you park on?
All the time.
No.
I don't like this.
What I found is parkways tend to have like parks and a lot of greenery near them.
That's not right.
The
At least in the
even if it's
places where
true,
I
I hate
have
it.
been on parkways, this is the case.
The closest one I can give to that is if you ever go to Iceland, it is an incredibly green and forested country, but if you ever go to Greenland, it's just covered in ice.
It's ice. It was
Anyway.
bad marketing.
So we had a 13 from Achillia, we had a 26 from Constantine. Rista, what was yours?
14.
14. By the way, Randuin won the game of Tic Tac.
Yeah, that's very
Oh,
important.
fantastic.
Yeah, Randuin.
I would have bet money on it.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
very
so
important.
Achillia, you don't have anything on the Blood and Bone Society. Constantine, I would have needed a nigh impossible score, which would have been a total of 30 and plus for people who do not have a direct correlation to the Blood and Bone Society. So for yourself, that's not enough, I'm afraid. Rista, despite yours being a lower DC because, you know, familial contacts and stuff, you don't have any clue what they are. However, the symbol on the front of the book, as I said, you still have that. My dad
It was on the
has
pen.
It was a signet ring and a pen.
Oh, it was a ring, too.
A signet ring and a pen. So you're still like, I know that symbol. You just don't know anything about them.
Well, we need to turn this book in unless it becomes apparent that the person that we turn it in is responsible for removing our memories. I think I'm just going to read this whole thing. Should I read it out loud to all of you or just in my head?
No,
Maybe
no,
we should
don't
transcribe
read
it.
it out loud. I can cast a message and you can cast it back to me. Unless you... Oh, no, you don't like people in your head, right?
I would prefer not to. Well, this could take some time.
I mean,
I mean,
you
most
do
people
have like
don't like to
5 hours before your next lesson. So
I've been informed most people don't like to sit and read for hours and hours on end. That's apparently not a common trait.
I don't mind it with good company.
That's unfortunate. I wonder what you would consider good company.
the little raccoon in
Restart.
your head is just going to go to a mirror. Oh.
Rista's great company.
Not doing an insight check.
That might be the first thing that we somewhat agree on.
I don't believe it.
Is Eldwin being honest?
Genuinely, yes.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, Brand. Constantine's just going to kind of go into hyperfixation mode and start reading the entire thing.
As you turn the page to start reading, just the exact same thing appears.
Do you have to do that check on every page?
No?
I think you have to write your name.
Oh.
You have to claim it first.
I don't love doing this. I really thought I was going to have the chance to study and interview in many different societies before committing to one.
I'll commit.
You can sign my name.
Something tells me that that won't work.
What if you direct her hand to be exactly where it is, and then she could sign it?
I would love to try that.
I'm just going to jot down. I don't want to take that risk in case that would shut it off. I'm going to write down Constantine Weaver.
So,
Ooh.
Constantine, you are
Oh, you just sold
signing
your
name.
soul.
Dude.
Yeah?
Yes.
Arias, he's vandalizing library property.
I threw a pen at
Elwin, shut
Elwin.
up.
This book is property of, and you said Constantine Weaver.
Yeah,
You just sold your soul. Yep.
that's fine. For knowledge?
Of course.
The moment you do that, the ink soaks in and then the book just comes to life. But by that, what I mean is like images, borders. You can all see this visible change now, but you can't make out the words on the pages. However, you can see like pictures and stuff. Like the edges of the book, the edges of the pages go like gold leafed and stuff. The book just like comes to life, and on the page now, it still says the rights, rules, and tenets of the Blood and Bone Society, but now it says as first transcribed by Galen Weaveward and Morwen Hextiabrim.
Do those names ring a bell?
Those are the founders, I think.
That's two of the founders of the
Yeah.
Academy.
What were their names again?
Galen Weaveward and Morwen Hextiabrim.
Nope, those are teachers. I think
Um,
they're not the founders.
Nope, they are two of the founders.
Morwen?
But who was the other one?
So if
Weaveward.
So the house's names are Weaveward, Hextiabrim, Celestia Vale, Infernigard, and Stonehold. So
No,
two
but
of-
I'm putting. Sorry,
No. Go ahead.
because I wrote down like Morgana Hextiabrim, Lowave Weaveward, like they were different names. So either they went by aliases, or this is like some people in their family,
That's not.
or
I
I
think I
truly
just-
just and honestly just
That's
wrote
not
down the wrong names.
Because I wrote Weavewood. I didn't realize it was Weaveworg.
Weaveward. No, that's not the names I've got written down for them. Unless I've magically
I can send
changed
you-
names.
Achillia wrote down the names of the two that she likes the best.
Oh, I wrote down so much information. There was Morgana Hextiabrim, Lowave Weaveward, Wilhelmina Celestia Vale,
I've got Wilhelmina
Ragnarok.
Celestia Vale,
Ragnaral Infernigard,
Infernigard. Yep.
and Kova Stonehorde.
I've got.
Lova.
Why is there two different names? I don't get this.
Well, in the canon, this is what their actual names were.
So
Were they Morwen?
Okay, so what I'm going to say then? Well, so do you know what I'm going to say then? Do you know? Hold on a moment. Do you know what I'm going to say then? If that's what was said before, and I've potentially ADHD'd a whoopsie, we're just going to go with the names that you've got there. Okay?
Okay, I'm gonna send you the spelling of them that I put down.
Please.
Please do
I'm
that.
just gonna-
I don't know where that. I'm going to have to refer to my old notes.
Weaveward was the wizardy one, right?
Yeah.
Weaveward was.
Yeah, this is the notes that I took down when Bran was going over the statues.
Weaveward was based on the magical origins of the mind.
Of the mind?
Yes,
Yes,
No,
the
I'm gonna
wizardy
put
one.
that- I'm gonna put that down.
wizardy.
Does that mean like mind magic or intelligence?
I think he's reading it.
So sorry. I'm trying to hear what Constantine said there.
Sorry, so you said it was the magic of the mind, as in like mind magic, or like intelligence?
No, so this is not something you've found out yet, so I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to say it without spoiling.
If I don't know yet, that's okay. I'm just
Wizard.
curious.
Yeah, then
Wi-
don't say anything else.
Wizardy vibes around Weaveward.
That's all I need to know. Great.
And Hextiabrim was like warlock vibes.
Witchy, occulty, warlocky.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I,
hope that doesn't count as like
I'm looking back over the old notes and comparing. I'll continue looking over, but we're just going to change it to those ones as is there. Because if it's something I've said and I've ADHD'd somebody else's name in there, because there's two names that are similar to those.
You have a different character named Morwen. That was one of the girls that I met on day one.
So there is a character named Morwen. There was a reason for that I had in my mind. But there's also a character named Lu. Oh no, it's not Luwave. It's not.
I only put that down because I didn't know how to write down what you were pronouncing. So that's definitely not how it's spelled.
You are correct. My mind has done an ADHD whoopsie because I know exactly. You've just said it there, and my ADHD's went, "Oh, you did write this down on a random piece of paper, not in the notes there." So the name is Luch, Lugh, based on the Celtic name Luch. So it's Luch Weaveward. Right. Okay. Cool. I'm going to go back to those as they're supposed to be. So bear with me while I scroll these out, and I'll change
I pulled a
them
fast
to what
one.
they're supposed to be. And I've just known exactly what it is here. And the name was not Morgana, it's Morgana. That was the original name.
That makes
I
sense.
do apologise. This will happen a lot with me. I have ADHD and I write things on little bits of paper, then stick them somewhere and go, I need to make sure to write that down, then never do. So I do apologise about that. So, a quick little retcon. Founded by Luch Weaveward, Lugh, and Morgana Hextiabrim, and the descriptions you've got there were absolutely bang on, Gina, so thank you very much for that.
Okay. Well, that's different.
Those were two of the founders.
Believe so.
Right.
So
Now,
what,
can I
they
just sit
found a
down and
new
read it?
Occult society?
Oh.
So, yet Constantine, at this point, it is entirely open to you. So this basically, I'm not going to give you the entire ins and outs of it because we'd be sitting here reading a full tome that's been passed down through generations. But essentially, this book has been held by someone who was a member, a how would you call it, a secretary of the Blood and Bone Society. This outlines everything that the Blood and Bone Society dealt with and what their purpose was. And it looks to be that the Blood and Bone Society was formed as a way to ensure that all magics were open and able to be found and studied. There is a brief documentation of the 5 founders of the Academy having a disagreement on certain magics being taught. But Luch and Morgana, 2 siblings, argued that all magic should be able to be learned, basically posing the idea that magic is not the evil. The evil is how the magic is used. It was, however, put down that some magics just have an origin that is too dark and should not be taught. The Blood and Bone Society was founded in order to practice these magics, so there could be an understanding of them. Due to the name of the society, Blood and Bone, you can probably tell those forbidden magics were sangromancy and necromancy. From there, as these magics kind of became more and more accepted amongst those who joined the Blood and Bone Society, deeper magic started to be explored until there was a whole wide foray of schools of magic, previously thought to be macabre and too dark to be openly studied. The Blood and Bone Society would actively seek out relics, ruins, archaeological dig sites, findings, books and scrolls and notations and tablets of power related to these schools of magic. None of their information is noted in this book. However, the book does have a map. The map takes you towards what appears to be a location in the middle of the forest to the north. It is marked only by an upside down 7-pointed star and a skull.
Well, that's vaguely ominous. As I'm reading, I'm going to just kind of paraphrase to the group what I find. I'm going to assume, I wouldn't quite say he's like a speed reader, but I'm going to assume Constantine is pretty proficient at reading books quickly and summarizing the knowledge, seeing as that's the only way he's learned magic.
I'd say that's fairly easy to assume.
Um,
I have a question. Bran, what kind of spellcaster is my dad?
Your father.
Mhm.
Your father.
Because if he went to the academy, he must be a spellcaster.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes rich families
Able to cast magic.
Yeah, okay, that's a better way to put it. Able to do magic of some sort. I had your father noted down as being a warlock.
Do I know of who?
Being Air Genasi, I believe the one that would make the most sense would be being a genie.
Jin. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Do I know of him? Do I ever remember him like doing any research?
I mean, so your father
kind of akin to this, what I'm hearing.
I would say no, because if this was something that he took, this would be something that, you know, much like these secret collegiate societies.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when he left, it was more of just an alumnus thing. You know, like random drunk teenagers stagger by the house and knock on the door, and he goes, "What's this?" And they show him a ring, and he goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, you can sleep it off here tonight." Like that kind of thing, but it becomes
something that went over my head.
Yeah.
Definitely went over my head.
It'd be like you'd go, "What, Dad? Who's these random teenagers?" And you'd go, "They're sons of my friend. They're staying the night because they've got stuck here." You know, it'd be along those lines. It'd be less active than he was when he was actually at the academy.
Okay.
But one thing that would spill over is you would know that, you know, knickknacks and such from that you don't recognise, they don't fit any particular elemental province or whatever, would definitely be seen around the house. So we would have little knickknacks here and there, maybe not like intensely magic things, but little like archaeological findings that have no value, but like the archaeologists will still put them on their shelf and be like, "That's from that dig I did in Egypt." It's, you know, those kind of things. Little wee knickknacks that remind them of the things that he did.
Okay.
Bran, I have a question.
Yes, Akelia.
As Constantine's reading off the stuff, would Achillia know if like the magic she and her mother's practice would fall under this?
I would say no. Because on one hand, while hags do work a very kind of specific magic in a very specific way, it still falls under the boundaries of being like natural / occult magic. It's kind of follows the general rule of as long as you're not doing any harm, do as you do. Whereas, like, you know, somebody actively practicing like blood magic would be heavily frowned on. In certain places, immediately, you know, you need to leave. Necromancy has become a little bit more accepted, but, you know, blood magic's still a big no-no. But, you know, when it comes to hags still exist within that kind of mid-break tier of partially fiendish, partially fey, so therefore part natural, part occult magic. Still, yeah, that's fairly accepted.
Hey, Brian, can I DM you a question?
You can, most certainly. This is the kind of sessions I love, where somebody does something that's like, yay, lore spell. So yeah, Constantine.
It's kind of a vague question, but
Constantine, as you read through, this is the kind of stuff you're seeing, just like, you know, notations of like, you know, potential finding at blah 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 blah, accidentally summoned, redacted, those kind of things, and then this map in the middle, which is like a full foldy out type of ordeal. And you sent me a question.
Yeah, it's kind of vague, but like I want to know if it's associated to anything.
So,
Do you want to message me back?
no, there is a way I can word this.
Okay.
You definitely found it in something that was not meant to be found. That's like the best way. It was with some stuff that, you know, kind of fits the look of the little things that your dad had. But it was
So like the look of the book is kind of like looks like that.
not the look of the book, but what Constantine is describing. It definitely fits that kind of vibe.
Okay. Oh, I love that.
Is there any? Is it just kind of like, minutes from meetings, or is there actual like descriptions of spells like that I can learn
Fantastic
from?
question. Yes, there is minutes of a last recorded meeting. This
Just
meeting,
one meeting?
So like, you know, as you go through the book, you get to the point where you see about half the book left is blank pages.
Wow.
With that as well, so do you just go until you hit like a blank page, or do you continue looking to see if anything's noted on a back page or anything?
I mean, I'll go until the last page, but I'll definitely check the rest of it to see if there's anything else.
As you keep going, you realise that this book does not end. Even if you go to the back and try to open from the back, as soon as you turn the page, it takes you to to a halfway point.
It's
Well, that's pretty
it's a
useful.
freaking book of holding.
Book of Holding.
I love this.
Give me just a wee minute, guys. On that last page, you do see that there is recorded minutes of a last meeting. Specifically, the minutes record a whole bunch of conversations on, like, you know, coming up to the last day of school, graduation, pranks being pulled, all that kind of jazz. And then there is going to be a kind of like keynote added, added with like a post print mark, being like, you know, the meeting is ended. This was added in post, and it says must remember, close meeting point, change lock. And it's signed B.C.
Can you repeat the last line?
Yep. Must remember, close meeting point, change lock. B.C.
The way that I had my notes opened right to that.
Was the meeting dated?
Yes, it was. It was dated towards... Pulling up my note for that particular point. Yes, it was. It was dated to, so the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 7th month of the calendar year, the month called Rainpour. It was dated to the last day of that month, the 30th day, roughly 60 years ago. Bear in mind, a lot of races in D&D are very long-lived, so 60 years to several races could be the equivalent to a human's 5 years. So...
How? What kind of race is the Magizoology teacher?
The Magizoology teacher?
Mhm.
appears to be human.
Okay. Because his name is Bran Campbell.
It is, yes.
That's the only person I can think of.
That's a good
Yeah.
point.
Would I go so far as to make my shameless self insert such a vital NPC?
Yes.
Would I be that guy?
Would your character self-insert just be the most important character?
Would I take the spotlight from my players in such a brazen method? I truly wish I could say that I would. I didn't even think of him, if I'm perfectly honest with you. It would
You
really
legit initials? I didn't think.
Guys, clearly no. How much time has gone by? Because you said we had 5 hours before our next class.
I'd say in order for you to read everything up to this point, even speed reading, you're going to sink at least a good 3 hours into this.
Well, it seems like the next step would either be finding BC, which could be quite a few people, or visiting this place in the woods, which is incredibly dangerous and should not be visited by first years.
I could turn into a woodland animal. I can't fly yet, though.
I'd be a little concerned about sending one of us in alone, even disguised as a woodland animal.
Not a
Anything that might put you
disguise. It would be literally me.
That would be her, Constantine.
But if you die, who's going to intimidate Eldwin into not?
Yeah.
Randuin will point out as well, there's also the fact that, we're not supposed to go into there.
And why are you choosing to try to follow rules of all people?
Oh, I'm not choosing to follow rules. I'm choosing to follow... There are angry monsters in there, and I like my body parts attached.
Have to agree with him.
And I am not very good in trees. If I was better at trees and, the whole walking around without being caught by animals thing, I'd potentially do it. But unless somebody who's incredibly good with animals, knows how to track, and doesn't mind breaking a rule, I think you're fucked.
That would be a Kellyanne.
She can literally turn into animals. What are you talking about, man?
You know what? I'll just, we'll play it safe. Fine.
Alarin Willowwind. He's the only one who actually knew what was happening with the owlbear attack. He called it because he could speak with the baby cub.
You mean the crazy
And
kid
knew
that
that
was
it was safe.
the crazy kid that was poisoning the bird feeders and thinks that the squirrels are an organized resistance unit?
I mean, that means
I-
it's just crazy enough.
Which means he's willing to break a rule. And a fantastic ranger.
I don't love the idea of including others in this.
Okay,
Whatever.
well, I didn't want to be included, but I am, so...
Yeah.
Well, you have memory fuckery and ended up sitting here with us, so maybe you didn't include yourself, but something included you.
Exactly. The idea of including other first-year students who have no idea what they're doing or talking about, who could start jabbing at the next mealtime, seems ill-advised.
Maybe we get a yearbook.
I will just say, when we were in the woods earlier, I was talking to Aurora, and she was going to go to a mausoleum deep in the woods.
Did she tell you where?
No, but she said that it was close to where we were. Close enough and within walking distance.
Bran, would I be able to,
Like geolocate.
yeah, basically figure out if the location on the
Yeah.
map is close to,
You have keen mind, right?
yes,
Which means you always know where north is.
yes.
Looking at this map, alongside keen mind, you can kind of make a basic idea of when you guys were walking with the teacher, Professor Campbell, the kind of vague area of where you ended up within the Owlbear's territory. If, as Rista is saying, it's within walking distance, give that an hour outside of that general area. That does kind of fall in line with where this skull and 7-pointed star marker is.
Well,
And
here's we have our first lead.
what with the symbol being a skull could denote towards a place of death.
There's still, of course, the concern of
Like you don't
reaching
want
there
people.
without being in trouble or dying. You know, as much as finding forbidden knowledge has always been a fantasy of mine, I really would have liked to have settled in for more than a day before getting kicked off on this whole thing.
Yeah.
So you find an ultimate conspiracy on day 2, and you just want to drop it? Okay.
Of course not. I would never drop the possibility of finding knowledge that isn't accessible to most people. It's a dream.
I mean, if this just seems like too out of your depths.
I'm sorry, who wrote their name in the book? Who's the only one who can read it? Who's the one who knew exactly where we were in the woods? I don't think you guys can cut me out of this.
Exactly.
I just wanted to go to school.
Listen, we got class in like 2 hours. Maybe we can.
Oh.
But do you want to go give this book away to this teacher?
No, I don't think that would be the best idea. Not after.
No, it has your name in it now.
I don't particularly like lying, but as
I
far
mean,
as
you're not
I'm-
lying. You just broke a promise.
so not
That's
great.
lying.
I would turn into a dog and eat it, but I think that might defeat the
That's
purpose of us
counterintuitive.
keeping it.
You see how that's counterintuitive.
Technically, if I said I don't remember receiving the book, that would not be a lie.
You don't.
You could just say that you passed it off to somebody else.
But you must have.
It is kind of a game of telephone at this point. Whatever that is.
I mean, and if anything, it's going to be their fault for shirking their responsibilities and putting it on a younger student.
That is true. Well, I don't suppose we'd have to visit this place at night. That just seems like asking to die an early death. When's our next free day?
That's a good question. Hey, Wispy, quietly, what's our next free day?
Hi there. Again, as you say, hey Wispy, there's a sort of and pop into existence comes Wispy. He goes, hi there, my name is Wispy, and I am your campus and academy guide. You have asked when your next free day is. Lucky you! Tomorrow you have an entire morning free. You should
Thank you,
use this
Wispy.
time to check out the study capabilities of our library, as well as the many healthy food options for breakfast located in our canteen.
Thank you, Wispy.
So, creepy forest tomorrow morning?
Maybe a little investigation.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Thank you for using Wispy. Just remember, any questions you have, just say, hey Wispy, and he disappears.
I was also waiting for it to open to Achillea and to be like, no at all messages. Again, please. I was waiting for it.
No reply all on the email chain.
Just a passive aggressive message at the end of the email. Remember, no responding at all emails.
90 people trying to kick down Achilles' dorm room. Stop sending Wispy to us. I think Wispy might be my favourite NPC I've ever created.
Wispy's great.
Pretty-
Fucking
I love
amazing.
I love his pausing to process information.
Listen, even ghosts have issues. So Constantine put forward the idea of breakfast tomorrow, potentially checking out the forest.
I mean, we're just checking it out. We're not breaking any rules.
Except the
I-
rules don't go into the forest unsupervised.
Oh, yeah.
There's that one.
I will do my best to not stay up late looking at the stars then.
I suppose I could cut my study session a little bit shorter. Staying up all night yesterday was definitely a mistake.
I mean, because we need this information. We need to know it.
Eldwin, are you still trying to back out, or will you be joining us?
Do it.
I'll come with you. You've piqued my curiosity.
We've piqued his curiosity.
I think he just means he's finding friends and doesn't want to admit it to himself yet. I think we're growing on him.
Yeah,
You
I
don't know
just-
the first thing about me still.
I know that you definitely are not all you appear to be. And you have a lot of walls, and I cannot wait to bring them tumbling down so you have to admit you like us.
Horrifying.
You're our friend.
Yeah, I know, right? This doesn't feel like my choice.
I like to think that was reckless.
I'm just gonna pull out Reynard and say, look, I'm an asshole and they still want me. And I'm gonna put him back.
Reluctantly.
Reynard doesn't even get a chance to answer. He's just like, oh, sit away.
What's our
So
next
rude.
class?
The next class
Stars.
is
I thought it
astronomy
was
and
intro
astrology.
to. Oh, that's right.
The class that we were all warned about
It was
against
su-
our will.
It was supposed to be signs and sigils, but it's changed because
Astrology.
I lost the timetable, so I made up a new one. Don't judge me. I have ADHD. You guys are lucky that I still know teachers' names. Okay, just saying.
I'm wee baby. You can't blame me for anything.
Listen, I'll have you know I am baby.
And
But yeah, astronomy.
it will hold up in court.
Astronomy and astrology is your next class, which is at night because it involves having to look at the sky.
Well, I'm going to be studying everything I can find on stars in the next 2 hours.
I need to go look at more maps.
Can I ask quickly, do any of you have any combat experience? Actually,
Why would I need that?
I punched someone in the face once.
so you said you've also attempted to grapple and throw books, despite having, I assume, the ability to conjure a simple whiff of flames.
Hey, boys.
But,
I'm
you
going to do
know,
that in a library.
Hey,
You understand what happens when you take flames in your books?
hey, conman. Hey, conman. Tell him if he needs combat, I know how to shiv. And make it sound like a threat. No, not a threat. A promise.
Oh, you have a little bodyguard.
Yeah, I don't know where he was before we were bonded, but I think prison is a fair guess.
Yeah.
I ain't saying nothing. I ain't no snitch.
Make that prisons horrible.
I mean, Fang and
Many
I have
countries.
had to like defend ourselves a few times from like animals while foraging,
that's good.
but Mothers and I tend to do a pretty good job at ensuring no, well, gung-ho adventurers end up on our doorstep.
Great.
I'm assuming with your winning personality, you've been in many fights.
I've been in enough. Just watch each other's backs. That's all. I won't let any of you die if I can help it. My asshole demeanor doesn't apply there. In a fight, it's support each other. Okay?
We're growing on him. We're growing on him.
Sorry, I'm just a little taken aback. There wasn't a hint of sarcasm or snide comment in that. It's a little jarring.
What's jarring is that you left your bedroom this morning without looking in a mirror even once.
There he is.
There he is.
Well, I'll see you in astrology. Perhaps we should keep this on the hush hush.
Rista dear, care to join me for a bite before we go stargazing?
I would absolutely love to.
Sounds lovely.
And then I take your arm even if you don't offer.
Constantine.
Perfect.
So Eldwin and Rista heading to the canteen for something to eat.
Mhm.
And Achillea and Constantine. What are you guys
Sorry.
doing?
You
When
staying in the
said-
library?
Yeah.
You know something about stars, I take it?
That's how I'm here. We need the maps. We need the maps. The stars are weird. We need the maps.
Okay.
You'll see. You will see.
I will see. Learning from a person instead of a book will be a bit of a first for me.
You're going to a school.
Yeah, this is the first time I've had instructors that weren't dusty tomes. It's different.
And is this what you guys are going to be doing for the 2 hours before your class?
Probably go get food a little bit before that, so we're not like hangry in class, but that's gonna be what we'll do.
And okay, so on that note, I think that's a good time to take our little 15-minute break. So we're going to do that. Don't go anywhere, folks. And in the second half, we're going to have astronomy and astrology, an intro to the stars. Don't go anywhere, folks, and we will see you after our break. Well, hello there, folks, and welcome back to part 2. When we left off, our party members, two of our party members went to the canteen, and the other 2 party members were still sticking around in the library. Now, there is 2 hours until class, so is there anything that anybody would like to do within this 2 hours? Or are we just saying this is what happened and then we go to class? How are you guys wanting to play this out?
I'd love to know if from the library to the canteen to class, if I see Aurora anywhere.
No, you wouldn't see Aurora at this point, unfortunately.
Okay.
I think any conversations that would be had at the canteen, Elvin would try to keep very surface level. So, like, modern trends in fashion and, the local gossip and news around the school. I'd want to, like, hear about who Rista's encountered and who to look out for, who's to be friends with.
Yeah, I think I'm upfront about any menial information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surface level bonding.
Yes.
Okay. So.
Like it's still like extremely tense, but they're both just like completely ignoring it.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. But nothing else, no scenes that need to be... Is there anything you want to, RP out, is what I'm asking?
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay. That's absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
I think right now, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to accomplish is if we saw Aurora, but if I don't see her, then...
Aurora wouldn't be seen at this point, unfortunately.
Okay.
Achillia, Constantine, what about yourselves? I know you guys were staying behind. Is there anything that you want to do while you're here?
Achillia's going to go find like the up-to-date, like the current maps of stars in the Feywild, because that's her specialty. And then she's going to put those out on, like, the most recent one out on the table compared to hers from, like, I don't remember the last time she did it, but, like, her up-to-date, like, her one, which is different and older. And just start pointing out the discrepancies to Constantine.
Okay, so... The discrepancies are... This is where Bran suddenly wishes that he knew more about star charts. I can find my way through a dark forest using the stars, but... Do I know about star charts? Not entirely.
I personally know nothing about them.
Okay, I can tell you this right now. Number 1. With each yearly cycle, the sign that is in highest of order is it rotates every year. Very similar to like a combination of our zodiac calendar and Chinese zodiac. Everybody's born under a certain month, which gives them a month, which gives them a certain symbol, a certain sign, and every year that sign is supposed to be in dominant fashion. It is supposed to be the year for the people born under that sign. This year of specific note, it says, what do I need? I need a D12. D12. The year of... Oh my god, roll flat. Number 10. It is the year of the cow. For those born in the 10th month. So everything's rotated with that constellation being central within the grand scope of the cosmic order right now. Everything else is rotated and circulated around that. So really it would depend on how long ago yours was done.
It's more so like just the missing stars that Achilles like this one used to be here, it's not there anymore. And
Ah.
like using like that to be like, here's where the missing ones are. There's stuff missing.
Oh, right, okay, I get you. Well, if yours is a star chart based on the Feywilds, a fair few stars would be missing because you're in completely different sides of the, you know, like planar scales at this
That's why
point.
she wants to find one that's Feywild to compare the two.
Right. Okay, so several constellations do not exist here, and several ones do exist that you've never seen before. And comparing the two, you can see some correlations, some which are signs or they're constellations in the Feywild, but here they're the exact same constellations, but they're upside down, so they're given a different shape entirely. But through you examining your one from the Feywilds and seeing these ones, you can then go, if I put your one, or if I put the ones from here upside down, it actually matches one that we use very regularly in the Feywild. So you can see some correlation, but there's also some that are just completely new makeups of stars.
Right. Do they have maps that are also from the Feywild?
Yes, but because they don't deal massively with the Feywild, they probably wouldn't be altogether too up to date. Yours might be more up to date than theirs, depending on when you last did it.
It was definitely before we came here. Like Akela's just been keeping track, but like there's the missing ones, and she's trying to not have the missing ones go away.
I'll make a roll for it, and let's see. 17. Okay, so yeah, they do have more up to date ones. Apparently, what I said was just a complete and utter lie. So yes, they do have more up to date ones. You can definitely take a note of an up to date star map for the Feywild.
And Akela is just kind of pointing out to Constantine where the missing stars are on that. Like comparing it from hers that has the stars still there. And it from not being a different like cycle or anything, you know? Like not just because the sky shifted.
Constantine is just going to nod and take in as much information as he can, even though he doesn't 100% know the application for it yet.
Anything else that you guys would like to do specifically? Anything that needs to be RP'd out?
I think so.
Nope.
Okay. So now we move to class.
Ren, I would like to just add one more thing.
Oh, by all means, go ahead.
It's very superstitial, if that's the word that I'm thinking of. When me and Eldwin are walking to the canteen and walking to class, we want our familiars to be walking behind us, bonding in their own little,
Having their
conversation.
conversations.
Bonding in their own little way. Aw. Cuties.
Probably talking shit about us.
Probably.
100%. Absolutely. Not even a question. They're definitely talking shit about you. Okay, so familiars chatting each other up. You guys bonding over mutual...
Superficial? Is that the word?
Yeah.
superficial.
Yeah.
is the word that
That's
you're
what the
looking
word
for,
was. I figured it out.
If that's it for everybody, then we move to class. This class takes place in a tower. It's fairly easy to find. You go outside into the grounds. You make your way past the greenhouse, continuing along, following the edge of the forest until you find a wrought stone tower with these beautiful cascading trellises of vines and wildflowers. You can see a group of students is already gathered there. Some of them recognisable, some of them not. And standing in, talking to the students, and with a wide smile and like very, very welcoming greetings, you guys can see a centaur. As you guys approach, is there anything that you would like to do?
Just gonna go up to the centaur.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna make sure Fang's out.
I'm with Rista, so I'll walk with her to go meet the teacher.
Okay. What about yourselves, Achillea and Constantine?
For once, Constantine's not 100% in his element of study. He's going to kind of follow Achilles' lead of, hey, you know more than me, so I'm just going to do what you're doing.
Achillea's gonna bring out Fang, and like her hands are pretty shaky. Like this is her element, but this is also what she's most anxious about.
And the teacher is going to see this, and they, as they see you kind of, you know, taking out these charts and that little bit of a tremble you've got, they're going to look to you and they're going to go, "Oh, now, honey, now why are you shaking like that?"
I am just, oh, you know, you dedicate your entire life to one thing and then it's right there.
And she kind of sighs, and she kind of puts her hand over yours, and as she kind of moves more into view, you can see that for being a centaur, there's one key difference here, and that is that she's not horse-bottomed. It's a deer. And she comes over and she goes, "Well, my mama used to tell me one little thing, okay? She used to tell me, jack of all trades, master of none. Better to hold last yourself on one thing, become a master at it, and do better than anybody else that ever did look down on you." I say dedicating yourself to a whole good of one thing is a way low better than being a real tiny bit good at a whole lot of things.
I just don't want them vanishing here too, that's all.
Oh, honey, you don't want what vanishing?
The stars.
See, I think stars is a lot like those little extra buttons you get whenever you buy a new coat. You know, you're always going to put them in the back of a drawer somewhere, but they're going to pop themselves up when you most need them.
I haven't heard them talked about that way before.
Well, you're going to hear a whole load of things being talked about in a whole different way. That's what we do here. Teach you how to look at things different like. She's then going to turn to... Oh, sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say there, Achillea?
No, I was just saying okay.
Okay. She's going to turn to the rest of you and she's going to go, "Right now, if y'all can hush up. Welcome to astronomy and astrology, an intro to the stars. I am your professor, Professor Naira, and that is pronounced Naira. I don't want anybody to call me Naira. I am not a horse. Now, I have two rules in my classroom. Number one, even if you don't believe in all this stuff, you got to listen to it with a mite of respect. I might not believe in half the drivel that comes out your mouths, but I will smile and nod anyway. Are we understood? The answer to that is yes, Professor Naira.
Yes, Professor
Yes,
Nair.
Professor.
Yes,
Did I
Professor
not just
Naira.
tell y'all that my name is not Naira because I am not a horse? It is Naira. Y'all already ain't
Nye.
listening to me. And then she's going to crack a smile that's like, one to me. And then she goes, "My second rule is there ain't no such thing as a wrong answer. There is only an answer which has not been fully explored in order to become correct. Are we understood on that one?
Yes, Professor Naya.
So weird having a bunch of grown-ups going, yes, teacher. And she goes, well, alright. If everybody could please follow me upstairs, we're going to get right into it. And she makes her way up the tower stairs with a lot more grace and ease than you'd expect for somebody with 4 legs. The classroom in the tower does not look like the classrooms you've been in so far, or classroom. There are no desks and chairs and such. It is plush, cushioned chair, just large cushions essentially on the ground. The top of the ceiling of this room is enchanted. That as you look out of it, it looks like an observation dome. You can see directly into the starry sky, and it's like looking through this removes any light pollution, so when you look up you guys see the grand spiraling colours of the cosmos. As you all sit down, in front of each of these large cushions there is a wheel. This wheel has all the months of the year and all the symbols associated with them. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give to you all the months of the year within the world that we follow. Oh. So I'm going to post it into the Academy General chat, okay?
Okay. Something that I can't obsessively take notes over. I can't believe you're taking that from me.
I'm going to also read it out, just so everybody's aware, okay? But it works very much in a way, think of it as like a combination of typical Western European zodiac and Eastern Asian zodiac, okay? So, for those of you all watching at home, the first month of this calendar we're using is called Moonwatch. Each of the months in this year lasts for 30 days. Those born within the first period of the calendar year fall under the sign of the fox. As you can probably assert, they're usually seen as quite cunning, they're usually seen as quite tricksy, and they're known to be quite independent. The second month is called Life Bloom, and it falls under the sign of the stag. People born within the second period of the year tend to be quite noble, quite proud, often to a detriment though. They can be that pride can often lead them into being a little bit hard-headed. Moving right along, we get to Freegale, and Freegale is the third period in the year, and it is the end of the period of spring, also known as the period of reawakening. Those who are born under this fall under the symbol of the unicorn. They are known to be quite graceful. They're known to be all and glorious, but they can often be quite... The right word is not vain, the right word is superficial.
How dare you?
Moving into the summer, or the burning periods of the year. You have the fourth month of Brightburn. Born under this, people with the sign of the phoenix, they tend to be quite fiery. They tend to have quite a burning, bright personality, and they do tend to be quite fearless, often again to a detriment. Moving right along from there, we come into the 5th season where you have Stream Run, with the sign of the bear. People born in this month are usually quite protective. They have that guardian complex, but they can also be very quick to anger. And then moving into the last of the summer months, the end of the second period of the year, we have Sunward, born under the sign of the Griffin. The Griffin is a symbol of... what's the word I'm looking for here? It's the sign of chivalry. The sign of being quite chivalrous in nature. You put others before yourself, quite selfless, but can often be very self-sacrificing, incredibly protective of family. Moving into the fall months, we have Rainpour. People born this month are born under the symbol of the Almirage. For those of you who don't know what an Almirage is, it's a rabbit with a unicorn horn. They're awesome. Almirages, much like the people born under their sign, can be seen as quite lucky. They tend to have positive attitudes, forever optimists, but this can also lead them to never quite seeing how bad a situation truly is. From there we go to Leaf Dew, and we go to the symbol of the wolf. Now, some of these are very obvious, some of these are not. The wolf is incredibly obvious. A very, very close circle orientated person, your friends and your family, they mean the world to you. However, back you into a corner and you will show them that a lone wolf is definitely something not to be trifled with. Onwards to the last of the autumnal seasons, we come to World Sleep with the symbol of the squirrel. Squirrels are known to be they're incredibly prepared. They are always ready for whatever's coming at them. However, over-preparedness can mean that they often don't see the good things for worry of missing out on one particular thing. And moving right along, we come into the winter months. We have Dead March, which is the sign of the cow. The cow is quite a stubborn creature, quite difficult to get to move into what it's doing, but can adapt to quite a lot of situations fairly easily, and once in those situations, tends to be incredibly good at what they do within that area. Very, very quick to adapt. Very, very quick to learn. Moving on from there into the second of the winter months is Snowcrisp with the symbol of the owl. Incredibly intelligent, very perceptive, and altogether quite wise. People born under the sign of the owl are very good when it comes to the logical run of things. However, emotionally, it's like throwing a rock into a river and saying, go find the pebble. They don't do too good with the emotional stuff. And into the last month of the year, the month of Icevale, with the symbol of the mammoth. Completely and utterly immoving when they have decided on a line of thinking. You will never talk them away from something, and they will always remember exactly what you said. They're also very, very prone to holding grudges. And that grudge could be held over the course of an hour, a day, a week, a year, a millennium. If they are alive, they're probably holding a grudge. After this, within the last 5 days of the year, people born under these 5 days all have the sign of a dragon. These are incredibly I started that sentence wrong. These are seen as being great symbols. They're seen as being symbols of a great future, something amazing, something world altering that you will do. Does not necessarily say good or bad. But each day for those born on these days falls under a separate ordinance, a separate symbol for each of these dragons. That being a crystal, bronze, silver, gold, or the only non-physical one, simply the time. And that is how the year is planned out. So, as all my players have got that in front of them, I'm going to ask them. This is more of a you guys deciding. When's your character's birthdays?
I cannot believe this.
Know that this is going to be used.
Did everyone take notes?
I did. I took notes. And I will be actively using these stereotypes of each one throughout the entire campaign towards every single one.
I can't wait for Achillia to hear somebody say something and just be like, oh yeah, and you've definitely made your mind up on that. Typical Icefield, always making their mind up and sticking to it. I'm looking forward to it so much.
Think.
I'm also trying to think of everybody else's.
I mean, gosh, I have ideas.
Yeah.
I think Achillia would probably be a phoenix, but was probably born under a different sign in the Feywild.
Most likely.
Things are a little different there.
Yeah, and the Feywild things are definitely different there.
Yeah.
I am more than happy for you to take whatever running spin you want to on that one. I've already designed one zodiac system.
I'll design the other one.
I'm not doing another one. So if you want to
Achillia's just doing math like in the corner to figure out which one is the correct one. Like
so if you want to do that for the Feywild, that's fine for that. This is the one we're using in this particular.
Yeah, Achillia's definitely a phoenix.
Born under the phoenix, a fire sign. Ooh. How interesting. Okay, so born...
Stag would be too on the nose with the horns. With the antlers.
Maybe just a little bit.
Man, I immediately saw what Eldwin and Constantine might be.
See,
Yeah.
I'm confident. I'm pretty confident on mine. As much as Constantine would love to be a dragon sign and have a great destiny in front of him, he's definitely an owl.
Oh, really? I was gonna say squirrel for you.
No, I was thinking owl.
That you're
for
prepared,
Constantine.
resourceful, but you were also kind of a pessimist.
I thought both.
I could see either, but I think owl would fit the best.
Mm-hmm. I personally think Rista is a unicorn.
I was going to say that, yeah.
I do like that. I was also kind of thinking cow because she is stubborn as hell.
I wasn't thinking unicorn until all I said was that people born under the sign of the unicorn tend to be, I'm not going to say vain, but let's say, superficial, and you just went rude, and I was like, oh, so they thought that.
No, I said rude because I literally mispronounced that word like a half hour ago.
Oh, right, okay, I have no idea.
Ooh, I might take unicorn. I was thinking that Eldwin would be a wolf because he is kind of a lone wolf, but at the same time, he does seem like he would be very protective of those he deems his inner circle.
See, Eldwin, I was between wolf and fox, is what my guess was.
Clever
so that's where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And I'm about
like both
to
of them
just
for you.
roll a d6 because I don't know. So
it would be poetic if it was a fox.
It would be.
That's what my familiar is. So I guess Fox would be odds, Wolf will be evens.
Okay.
That's 6, so it's going to be Leaf Dew. Eldwin would be Wolf, and that would probably be like Leaf Dew. I don't know, 30.
Leaf Dew 30. Okay, so the 30th.
Yeah, it's a good
of
day.
Leaf Dew.
What's
For
unicorn? Free.
I have like a slightly different breakdown of all of the different days that Bran sent me like a couple of weeks ago.
Roll a d30. Come on.
Yeah. Let's see.
4. So my birthday is Freegale, which is really funny. It's Freegale 22nd.
Freegale the 22nd.
Please tell me that's an air sign.
22nd of Freegale, that is. Yes, air.
Yes.
Yes, I did it.
Symbol of the unicorn.
I'll do Brightburn 30th.
30th of Brightburn. Oh, I love this. 30th of Brightburn, that is the lovely and amazing sign of the Phoenix. And Constantine, you said owl. Have you got a date in mind?
Let's see. I'm gonna go Dead March 29.
29th of Dead March.
And what was Eldwin's?
Eldrin's was the 30th of Leaf Dew, the sign of the wolf. So, with everybody having decided that, we move on to the lesson. Now,
Did you expect any of us to pick the Dragon Blessing?
no, I just kind of put it there and was like, if they take it, they take it. It's all good.
I don't feel main character energy enough.
I almost did, and I'm like, it would make sense, but also it wouldn't.
I was going to
Constantine, I
do,
think
but
would be
I don't
better
feel
for
main
that.
character enough. Meanwhile, as the main characters,
Yes.
okay, so
I wonder what Diaz is.
Ooh, she could
I-
actually be Day of Creation Crystal. Like, I
Yeah.
could see that for her.
Oh.
She's a diamond.
That'd
hold
be
on a minute.
sick.
How did you know that when people are born on those days, they're known as days of? They're all because I've put it there. I've literally typed it.
Yeah,
down.
Yeah.
what is it the thing?
You
Yeah, because I
explained it.
sat here and read your mind, Brad. I can. I have a
Brandon,
camera hidden behind you and watch your DM session prep.
Brandon, it might be shocking, but people listen to you.
Because I was.
We listen to the things you say.
Because I thought I'd just put as like, the final 5 days are born a sign of the dragon,
No.
blah, blah, blah. But I'd actually wrote them as, I'd actually put in what I called them. Because, when somebody was like, oh, when's your birthday? You would say, oh, the first day of creation. That's how you would say when your birthday is. But I forgot that I typed it in there, and I was like, how the fuck did you know? And then it was like, oh, it's because I actually typed it. Oh, okay.
He just hacked into your computer notes.
He's
Yeah.
actually just got that thing where he copies my screen, so as I'm doing things, he's like, oh, so this is what the fuckers
Oh yeah, I have a rat. Remote access.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He
So-
paid so much money.
Absolutely.
That's how you take D&D seriously.
So, onwards to the lesson. And the lesson here is mostly an RP one, okay? The professor, having done this, having looked at the astronomy and the astrology, is going to turn to y'all and she's going to say, now, y'all might be from places where your sands and your stars and what you see in the night sky is entirely different. And that's all well and good. But we follow a particular way of teaching here at the academy. So this is what y'all are going to be using. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to center your mind. Now for those of y'all that are, how shall I say, logically and academically inclined, this can be quite a difficult task to do. You like to focus on everything, and you know, well, I'd just like you to give it your all and give it your best. Alright? As long as you do that, ain't nothing bad gonna happen. So I'd like you all to center your minds, and I'd like you to look up at the sky. I love how you are actually doing it in character, because I looked at Eldwin and he's like, Rista's doing the exact same. I looked at Achillia and I was like, like stretching the neck, and I looked at Dan and Dan's like this. I was freaking
begrudgingly.
It was like everybody's actually going, oh, stretch out, and Dan's just like staring at the corner of his room like
just like logical my ass.
And as you guys look up at these stars, these swirling orbs of burning gas millions and millions of miles away throughout all of the astral sea, Professor Naira's voice is going to kind of like swell out, become very tangible. And she's going to say, I would like for each of y'all, after hearing and looking at the description of all these different signs and what they mean and how they attach to the cosmos swirling above us all, I'd like you to think of a moment where you might have embodied these particular traits that are associated and assigned. No matter how vague and no matter how far out they may seem, I'd like you to think on it. I'd like you to hold it in your mind's eye. And now I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw. Achillia, you will have advantage on this, as this is your whole shtick.
If I roll better than that, I don't think I will, yeah. I got a 25.
25 for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And for the rest of the party?
21.
21.
And I'll win. Hopefully she's not going to kill us, guys.
Can hope.
She's not going to kill you. Eldwin? I can't hear you, sorry, buddy.
You said 7.
No.
We can't hear a thing you're saying.
That's so cool.
We can hear you now.
No, now we can hear you.
7.
7, fantastic. And yourself,
Yes.
Constantine?
13.
13. Alrighty. Okay, so you all pass. As you gaze up at these stars and as you keep this focus in the front of your mind, you start to see these stars and almost like they're joining, forming the lines and creating the images that you're all apparently born under. Constantine, the image of an owl perched, not wings spread as owls are often depicted, to Achillia, symbol of a phoenix in the air, long spiraling tail, wings pointed above its head. Rista, a unicorn raining up, tossing this wild mane around it. And Eldwin, symbol of a wolf, sitting head raised mid-howl. These all form in the stars above you. And as they form, a sense of lightness is going to come to you all. And Professor Naira is going to begin to teach you all the lesson for the day, which is going to be one around about your own connection to the cosmic side of things, about how where magic is drawn from and grand notions of the planar ordinances and connection to weave and blah 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 blah. But not only that, discussing how the stars play a physical part in everything, how at certain points magic is heightened because of planar scales when some planes move closer to others. And the basics of how to make a star chart. Now, star charts can be quite useful in this sense within this particular campaign, because star charts can help you keep track of, one, your location, but two, shifts in planar place. As you exist in a place connected to the entire planar scale, you can be quite free moving around it. This will allow you to know your exact location in the entire planar scale. Unlike the other two classes, this class doesn't have any checks to be made and such. It just has more things for you to fill out for your character, RP scale of things, as well as building connections into the world. So what I do want you guys to think on is, one, if any of these particular signs and such, which you guys have already done straight away, you're already like, we're not just picking numbers, we're going for the signs here, so you've already done the first part, which is think if any of these fit you. And number two, among this grand cosmic ordinance around all the planes, and there is full planar maps available inside this classroom, which plane calls to these individual characters? Which plane makes them, some of them might be very evident. We have people here who are from other planes of existence. Which of them reach out and call to you? It might be very, very easy, such as Achillea being from the Feywilds. Maybe the Feywilds are what call out, or is there some other part of it? For Rista being from the elemental plane of air. Is it as simple as that, or is there more? Eldwin and Constantine. Which ones reach out to you guys? Eldwin, do you hear voices from beyond the planar scales? Constantine,
Yeah.
do you just want to chill at home in the material plane? I just want a good book. I would like you guys to think about this. Think about this for your character and take the knowledge which you guys have now put in by going, oh, they're born under this. Do you want to lean into the sign of astrology being ever defining on your character? Or are you the standalone who's like, yeah, I might be a Sagittarius, but that does not mean I'm intelligent at all. I would walk into a wall for a Snickers bar. Take these forwards into the characters, because I'm gonna use it against you. You have given me ammo. Nah, I'm totally kidding. You guys this is a small exercise in fleshing out a character, especially moving forward with other lessons and into the further years of this small campaign. I would like to see if this holds out and holds true. Also, I have a massive list of all the NPCs if you would like to know what they were born under.
Oh, I will be asking every NPC I meet that is a student from now on what their sign is.
And this comes to the last little portion of this, which is Professor Naira encouraging a discussion amongst the class, and if anybody thinks that their sign does not match up with them. So this leads to the next part, if anybody does want to approach any of the NPCs and ask them what their sign was and if they feel that it fits. But here's what I would like to know. You guys as players have decided, yup, this is it, this is what it is. As characters, do you think your sign fits? I most want to hear Eldwin, because quite honestly I think Eldwin would just disagree with anything for the sake of disagreement. So Eldwin, do you believe that your sign fits you? Look at that face. He wants to argue with it already. He's like,
No, so there's a sad irony in it, because yes, Eldwin absolutely thinks the wolf fits him. He didn't always. He would have used to have said that the fox fit him, and he would have died on that hill, but things have changed.
it's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Achillia, do you think the phoenix fits?
I think when Achillia like looks actually into the phoenix, they're like, you know what? Yeah, I see it. I see this fitting. I see this fitting. I actually wrote down my entire Fae Zodiac during part of this lesson. I have to come up with everything for it still, but
Oh, I love that so much.
I think Achillia's a little confused because in the Feywild she was born under Bloom. And is very interested in how the differences between the planes in which signs are seen and assigned affects the like nature of it, because Bloom would be a earth sign, not a fire sign. And this is going, and I think their first reaction is to start like coming up with an entire like second thing that's putting together both the Fae signs and the, I believe these would be the prime signs, to come up with an even more in-depth zodiac chart to be even more accurate.
Achillia is going to be that person that discovers there's not actually 12 zodiac signs, there's 13, and you all have to change yours to fit in with this one because it's the correct one.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it, Achillia. Constantine.
So, with trying to not be, is this like something that someone's actively at? Like, is the professor asking him this?
It would be more of a
Class discussion.
yeah, like the professors basically turned around and said, talk amongst your classmates, see how they feel. So at some point somebody's came up to you and just been like, so what'd you get stuck with, and do you think it fits?
While like you can't deny that it is accurate, Constantine's very skeptical that like that the stars would determine his personality. He doesn't like the idea of being out of control of who he is. He thinks that it's a path he chose for himself, not one that was assigned to him.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. And Rista, do you think that you're a unicorn?
I think that Rista is very like she rebels in her star sign, and it's like, of course I'm graceful, of course I'm glorious, of course I'm the unicorn. But she always had a problem with the superficial aspect of it, because she was like, how can you like be glorious and be on top and it like not actually mean anything? But I think in recent years that belief was kind of like shaken just a little bit. I think she's still headstrong in like the more positive aspects of the unicorn.
Okay.
And is kind of like lately been confronting like, maybe I am a little superficial, maybe I could be a little bit of a deeper person, but she hasn't like fully confronted that part of herself yet.
Okie dokie. Alright. I like it. So I guess my last question before we wrap up for today's session and wrap up the astronomy and astrology class is this. Do you want to know any of the NPCs?
What's Randuin?
Yeah,
what's
that was gonna be
Randuin?
my question.
What's Randuin?
Okay, what is Randuin? Randuin is standing looking quite confused at this chart here. And he's actually going to approach you, Achillia, and be like, you're good at this whole stars thing, right? Have I done this correctly?
Take a look at it.
He's going to like, so you stroll it out and you're like, okay, and you match everything up and you go, yeah, it's all been done correctly. And this look of disappointment comes over his face as Randuin's birthday, as it falls within this grand cosmological scale, is the 10th of Rainpour, meaning that his cosmic sign is the Almiraj. And he just mutters under his breath, fucking rabbits again.
You hate rabbits or something?
My dad's best friend was a rabbit for a long time. Rabbits have a tendency to follow us around. And now I've basically just had some grand cosmic joke that I was born under the sign of a magic rabbit.
You are a magic rabbit, Randuin.
I mean, no. Okay, so here's the thing. That means you're lucky. Okay. I look at his birthday even more, and let me just do. I have to do some math here.
It's really funny considering the fact that Randuin's father has actually said the words in game. I hope everybody saw that because I'm not doing it again. Him being born lucky is just like, wow, it's about time somebody from the Hawksong family was born lucky. Okay, so yeah, Randuin born under the sign of the Almiraj, apparently meant to be lucky.
Well, that's a sign. Oh, that's one, two.
It's-
One, two. That is fire in the Fae, though.
Interesting. He kind of likes the sound of it being lucky, and he's like, I could work with that. I could work with being lucky. Does anybody else would anybody else like to know any other NPCs?
I don't need to RP it because I don't know why I would talk to him, but I'm just so curious what Lucian's is.
Oh, same.
Okay.
And him and his sister are twins, right? So they have the same birthday?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me again.
That's hiccups?
No, it was burps. It was like a burp, and I was like, oh, and then another burp directly followed it. So Lucian and his sister Aurora are both born under the symbol of the cow.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. I like that.
Anybody else you would like to know?
Aurora came out as a bull. Sorry. I would like to know the Willowin triplets.
Okay, the Willowin
Ooh.
triplets. I know what everybody's going to think. No, they're not. They're not special. They're not as special as they like to believe. No, the Willowin triplets are all, fun enough, born same sign as Eldwin, all born under the symbol of the wolf.
Oh, hey. How about that? Do you guys feel that fits you?
So the answers are going to come as this. Ilarin, yeah, definitely, 100% fits. Nicta will immediately go, I mean, I guess, a little bit, maybe, yeah. And Lunara is just going to be like, No. No. No.
I suppose that's the spectrums with astrology. You never know.
Ilarin actually looks quite chuffed. His sister, she's okay. And their other sibling is very... This is the first time you've really met their third sibling. So they're just
That's
like...
true.
They're just like... Yeah, wolves don't really rub with them. I will say if you guys want one more, I'll give you one more if you would like to ask before we wrap for today's session.
Do we hear about anyone having a dragon birthday?
Yeah.
There is someone who was born. They were born specifically on the 5th day of creation.
Ooh, time dragon.
Time. Okay.
And that is Malekith.
I knew it!
Oh, yeah.
It would be
No!
Malekith.
He doesn't like me. I don't like that.
He intimidates the shit out of me.
And Malekith is just kind of sitting there. He's got it in front of him and he's just like... He doesn't seem entirely fazed by it. Every now and again he just kind of takes his glasses off, cleans the lenses, puts them back on, takes out a deck of cards, starts playing about with them. It just seems entirely unfazed. He's got very much the same approach to Constantine as this thing, where everybody's like centering themselves and looking up. Malekith's like... Okay.
Doesn't care.
Absolutely not. He's just sitting there. He's got like the deck of cards split into like 4 piles, and he's doing that thing where they just kind of flex their hands all around and move them and shuffle them around without actually shuffling them. They're just moving them around their fingers. So he's just playing with a deck of cards.
Playing cards or Taroka cards?
These ones are definitely playing cards, although they're very, very they're very fancy. They're like black with a kind of like oil slick pattern on them, which makes up the houses and all that, and they've got like a gold leaf edge. They don't bend very easily, these things as well. They're quite robust. As you've seen, they're his arcane focus. Like, he channels his magic through cards. So yeah. But yeah, there is so he's the only one born under one of the days of creation that you've met. But within your student group, there is 5 others born under days of creation.
5 others.
Wow.
So some of them share birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have with main character energy.
We have to kill
We're
them.
not actually.
We have to kill them. We have to hunt
There
them
can
down.
only be one group of 5 with main character energy.
No, we are the protagonists. No one else can have our spots.
Exactly. These people gotta go. Let's start with Malekith. We'll jump him after class.
Oh no, he's got a good vibe.
Constant's like, well, hold on a minute. We can keep one around.
No, he doesn't like me. He has to go.
On that note, I think with that and the class discussion and such, that's a good place to wrap for today's session. Thank you.
No cliffhanger?
No cliffhanger today. No.
No ominous cutscene?
No, I'm going to be nice to you guys. I've already wiped your memories. Like, I think I'll be nice to you for the end.
Aw.
Thank you very much for everybody that came to see our lovely wee session today, even though it was a nice wee chill one. Well, I say chill. It was harrowing at the beginning, but ended chill. If you liked what you've seen of today, guys, go and check out our social medias. Everything is at World Tree Quest. I'm not going to say where it is because we've got everything. Okay? And do remember to check out our applications for our Dragon Age TTRPG campaign. It is going on until the end of August. On the last day of August, I will stop, I will cut the link, and then I'll start looking at people to get in to play. Other than that, I don't really have anything to say, so I'm going to pass over to my lovely and amazing cast, and I'm going to let them plug their lovely, fantastic, and amazing and popular selves. So, Charlie, anything that you'd like to plug at all?
We are hopefully going to be pre-streaming Tides of Chaos on Tuesday, so you all should see that on Friday if all goes according to plans. So this is part 2 of the jailbreak. that someone here got us into in the first place.
Geez,
But
Ren, why'd you
it's
get us
still
in
there.
a jailbreak?
no, so we're gonna plan a big bust, and it's going to be so much combat. Like, I'm actually scared of how much combat it's gonna be.
We're estimating about 2 or 3 sessions of like
Of like
all
kind of
Oh.
straight combat, fighting a variety of beings, ranging from low-level Gith to gods. So
Godspeed.
yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be fantastic. So please check us out next Friday for the first part of what may or may not be a TPK.
They decided they were not only going to break out of a Githyanki prison, they're also going to go to Vlaakith's throne room and punch her in the face.
Understandable.
She deserves it. Like, really.
She really does. Like, hey, Larian, if you're watching, let us fight Vlaakith. Like, let me do it. Come on, let me
And
do it.
Mistra? I
Yeah.
have beef with both of these people.
Absolutely. Thanks very much for that, Charlie. Thank you. Moving on to Gina. Is there anything you would like to plug at all, Gina? Anything at all?
Just this campaign.
Just this campaign, which is a crime. If there's anybody out there doing TTRPGs, contact Gina. They need their face needs to be in more TTRPGs. They're phenomenal.
This is what I'm always saying.
I mean, I can say as someone who's played next to them at a table, they're fucking good.
You're so sweet.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Gina. What about yourself, Ryan? Anything that you would like to plug at all?
Keep an eye out on my Instagram. I'm probably going to be changing up some commissions and opening them up soon. On top of that, come join me over at Dice Versa Studios tomorrow at 7 p.m. PST. We're going to go break into one of our party members' ex's house, and now he's a Bulgura, apparently. He wasn't like that when we first saw him. It's going to be great. No one may die this time. I don't know. Our paladin's at -4 for everything, so we're fucked.
Oh no.
Yeah, that doesn't sound ominous whatsoever. I hope it goes well for you.
I will let you know how it goes.
Thank you very much. And last and most certainly not least, Dan, is there anything that you would like to plug at all with your lovely self?
No. Charlie covered it quite well. I think he got a little mixed up on whose fault it was that we're in the prison, but aside from that,
Yours. Completely yours.
I mean, sometimes things happen. The stars will events into existence without someone demanding to see the manager of Vlaakith.
I would like to speak to your manager, Vlaakith. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Dan. If that is everything from my players, and that's everything from me, then I guess that's everything from us. Thanks for coming to see us today, guys. I have been your DM of Doom, Son of Asgard, or World Tree Quest here on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. And with me today, we have had Charlie 1 at 2.0, we've had Changeling Rogue, we have had Just Dan, and we've had Gina Donahue. From all of us here at World Tree Quest, good night, stay safe, always study, it's the best thing to do. Especially if you've just discovered a secret society and you think they might be out to kill you. Also, don't pull a finny. Good night, folks. Good night. I love when people snicker when I say don't pull a finny, as if it's not serious.